Minerva Podcast, episode 52. Now, this won't matter to anybody on the recorded version or watching
Oh, that guy came back.
on YouTube or something, but
He still doesn't have a. Everyone should have a
am I
color
muted?
roll.
I don't even think they can hear me. What the hell? I don't. Oh my god. Oh, I started the show. I was doing the intro, wondering why Sig was still talking about the thing, but I've been muted for 20 seconds. I don't even know how I did that.
Okay.
I don't know
Excellent.
either.
Is my recording? What did I click? How am I muted? Or how was? Whatever. Nothing weird was said. But
I
yeah,
don't know.
this won't matter to the listeners or on YouTube, but we're 38 minutes late, and that is all my fault.
Yeah.
Which is funny because for having the most erratic sleep schedule of the group, it's almost never my fault. But it is today. It is definitely today.
You really think that you have the most
I
erratic?
do. I woke up at 6 p.m. yesterday, and then not 6 p.m. the day before it, and then, well, I guess 2:55 today.
3.5 hours of sleep.
Yeah, no. See, that's why my schedule gets so tailspin, is because that's like my one compromise. As long as I'm supporting myself on YouTube and Twitch, sleep is a non-compromise. Unless it's like the podcast or an event I can't miss, I'm getting my sleep. I don't give if I have to miss a stream, shoot. Sorry guys. I'm getting my sleep. Cuz I mean, this is no unique story to me or anything, but with high school and middle school being what it was, I am catching up every day of my adult life if I can. I really think, like, with what I learned about what the side effects are of sleep deprivation, I really think they shaved years off my life, but I don't know. Because I read things about how, like, a brain can improperly develop if it doesn't get enough sleep.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I don't want to get into that right away, but anyway, it's my fault. Sorry. How is
But
it?
we're here,
all the
and that's
rolls
what's
now.
important.
What? Are we still on Discord? Sig, the show started.
I know, but I was worried that
There are other
the bot
mods.
I was worried that the bot wasn't working properly, and I was the only one that had noticed, and I wanted to make sure it was that way before I did anything
You
about
are
it.
just so nice, Sig.
I'm sorry for caring about whether or not people can actually get in the server.
I'm just a little upset that you're making it your problem right now. As she answers a phone call and I'm playing Pokemon.
It was happening while you. It was happening while you were still asleep. Thank you very much.
Everyone stop fighting.
Oh wow! You got
Aphid! The 5 gifted subs, thank you.
Subs.
I made a vow
Yay.
to not interrupt the
job.
podcast anymore if donations are too crazy, but I have to say thank you, Aphid. Enjoy your subs, everybody.
Yeah, no, I understand interrupting to say thank you for
No,
a
well-
bunch of subs like that.
I didn't want to put too much to the show. It's like last when somebody gifted 25. I felt horrible reading out the names. I'm like, this is just not. It's awesome, thank you, but that was too much of the show, and I always felt awkward. But Aphid hasn't donated in a while. He's one of those for those who don't know. He works with. I never remember if it's older people or handicapped people, or like mentally or something. I don't know. He helps people. That's the gist of it. And he's been getting that COVID pay for months now, and he's an awesome guy. But he works crazy hours because of what they're paying him, and he's just a young guy with nothing else to do. So he has been quite literally banking for months now. So it's a cool story. He gets to buy himself stupid toys, like coming up to me with like, oh hey, I bought a 60-inch TV, and I'm like, why? He's like, what do you mean why?
Because
I hadn't stopped to think. But no, that's cool. That'll help his future for sure. Yeah, these guys are talking about Pokemon. Yes.
I got a shiny Psyduck today. I was so
Oh.
excited. It was blue.
I know.
It matched my sweater.
I got a blue one on vacation. Oh my god, he did another 5. Thank you so much. Oh, Bexy's in there. How fun.
I was really sad because it was really sucky stats, but I was like, it's
No,
blue.
yeah. I got a blue one too.
it's blue,
and
and that's what matters.
it's funny just watching your face. I just pictured my sister's face making the same emotions because I got one, showed her, and she got as excited, like, I want one. She loaded up the game immediately, did not get one. And no, I don't ever allow her the pouty face though, because she So the amount that she wants is disproportional to the amount that she plays. So I don't care. I'm just like, yeah, well, you could have all the shinies you want, sister, if you'd, go out with me and do these events. But no. She just doesn't care.
What was it last time she went out to do Pokemon stuff? She spent half the time looking at nature, not actually catching the Pokemons.
Yep.
How dare she?
Anyway.
I mean, that isn't why they call it go or anything.
No.
Get you to go
I-
outside.
I caught it in my garage as I was sitting in my car waiting for it to warm up.
Yeah, her first. Well, that's funny. I have to say her first shiny that she caught, because I caught all of her shinies. Every event, she'd put her phone down. I'd pick it up, get a shiny. She'd start catching for 20 minutes, put it down. I'd pick it up, catch a few, get a shiny.
Yeah.
It just so worked out that every event she did participate in, I got all of her shiny Pokemon. And then another one, we were just out and about. The gotcha. Grabbed a Pokemon. She checked her inventory and it was shiny. So she was getting shinies, but none of them were hers. She had never tapped one. So
Yeah.
she texted me one time. She got some from the house. It was fun. It's fun. Yeah, but I'm a little upset because they raised that. They raised the max level from 40 to 50, and I was always excited for that, thinking, shit, level 40 is 20 million XP. That's a huge amount. I've got 59 million. We're gonna be fine. And they made level 50 176 million, which
is
some of the
lot hard to
hardest grinders that I know in my local area aren't even that far along, and they've been playing nonstop for 4.5 years. So not thrilled about that update, but I understand. So this is just not even Pokemon anymore. I understand when any game makes something really hard to achieve. I get it. You want it to mean something, but
yeah,
level 50 for someone like you who's never played before, or Donna who hasn't quite kicked herself in the butt yet, it's just never gonna happen. I mean, it's just it's just never, if you're not 40 now, wow. I mean,
Why do I have to kick myself in the butt?
because 176 million XP isn't gonna get itself. That is gonna be a massive grind.
maybe it's like a lifetime achievement. Like when Rosa turns 130 years old, she'll finally raise up her hands and be like, "I got level 50 in Pokemon Go," and
Exactly.
Maybe.
then the next achievement's I don't know, level 100 at that point in time.
She'll
and-
just
yeah,
legacy the account down to Clark, and he'll
Yeah.
legacy it down to his kid, and
Yeah.
that's who'll get
Exactly.
level 50.
the
Exactly.
the insane thing too is oh, I lost it.
Where's my
Shoot. That's
cookies?
what happens when I don't eat before we start. I have food sitting in front of me. I just, you know.
I have cookies.
Oh, I get it now. The insane thing is
Yeah.
level 40 is an accomplishment. There are people in the Discord who don't even care about the new level 50 because most of them aren't 40 yet. So
Yeah.
40
steal some of
being
my wife's cookies.
1/9 of 50 is just... So that was a way to wake up today. 5 minutes before the show and already years behind on Pokemon Go. So that's fun. Which... The shittiest thing of all, just to put a top on this, is when I hit 40, I started throwing away lucky eggs, which double XP, because I was like, I'm done now. Fuck this. I'm good.
Mhm.
I was not good. I am not. No, I'm not good.
I missed this weekend's event because I was driving.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, we missed last week's podcast because we were driving. So.
Well, we were there.
kind of.
We were
Kind of.
there.
Kinda.
It's a whole lot better than not.
That's true.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Oh.
funny how late that show was, because the internet up north meant it was going to take all night to download and all night to upload. And I was like, you know what? That's tomorrow's hassle. I don't need to drain the internet for my neighbors. That's just...
Yeah.
that's
The
just-
internet up there was like the internet back at my house in Charleston. So, yeah.
What?
Speaking of South Carolina,
Oh. Story time.
Story time.
So my husband's currently in Georgia doing a military thing, and even though he had Thanksgiving off, he wasn't allowed to leave where he was. So I went down to Georgia and got an Airbnb. I did not have a big party. I was just spending Thanksgiving with the husband.
Mhm.
So, driving from North Carolina to Georgia with my 5-year-old. We pull off to the South Carolina Welcome Center rest stop, because had to pee.
Chriselle,
Yeah.
mute.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Had to pee. So we go to the bathroom. It's fine, whatever. So the Welcome Center is under construction. So they have these really fancy porta-johns, I want to call them, but they have electricity. They're almost like mobile home, but bathrooms. Like, so we go
They're
in there.
fancier.
Yeah, go in there. Clark uses the restroom. I use the restroom. We wash our hands. We go to leave. The door is jammed.
Sounds like you got yourself in a jam.
Yeah, there's no windows in this bitch, so it's not like we just pop out the window.
Oh, so you weren't sightseeing either.
No sightseeing. So I try to get it open, like try to use full body weight and everything, and I go, oh shit, I don't know what to do now. Like just like that, just like kind of monotone. And Clark goes, I don't know, panic.
Your kid is amazing.
So what ended up happening is I had to call 911 for them to send someone to get us out of the bathroom.
Yeah.
And so
Jeez.
it took some random dude that was at the rest stop and a state trooper to pry the door open.
Oh my god.
How did it get jammed so badly?
I felt bad wanting to ask that because I was linking the podcast quick, but yeah, how did it get jammed?
I have no idea. Like
Just
I had no
closed shut
difficulty
and stayed
closing
there?
it. Like I think it was more the lock was jammed than the door, because when I was
Yeah.
pushing on the door, I could see like the top and the bottom, like
Oh, is it one of
you
those
know,
things that
wanting to
like
go.
latched and fell
So
shut
the
or
latch
something?
was
Yeah.
messed
Yeah,
up?
I think
Probably
like
broken. Huh.
Mm-hmm. So
Honestly,
Wow.
horrifying.
and then I had to be like, thanks guys, I gotta get back on the road.
This isn't too far off from Dabiel's story, just the other show. Where you're
Yeah.
stuck in there with no toilet paper. That's
Well,
worth watching. My
oh, no.
episode 50. I think?
I can give you an idea of how to deal with that in a future situation if it ever comes up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, based on a story from my own personal experience. When I was in prison, when I was locked up for the year that I was locked up,
Mhm.
many years ago, there was a guy that I was in a cell with, and these are big, like heavy duty metal doors
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
slide on a track. Like automatically, they push a button up in the little booth, and it goes meh, boom and shuts. And it's
Yeah.
a solid metal door with like a little glass window in it, like this, right?
Mhm.
Makes
and
sense.
they basically slide on a rolling track at the top, and they latch when they slide shut. Well, this guy got mad in the middle of the night, decided he really didn't want to be in the cell anymore, and stood facing away from the door with his hands on the end of the bunk bed, and
Nah.
donkey kicked his leg back into the
It's a
door,
good way to break an ankle.
stomping on the door basically at the bottom half, and
Yeah.
essentially kicked that door hard enough
No
enough
shit.
times that it
Jeez.
popped to the bottom off, and it was just basically swinging out like that, and he
Mhm.
just crawled out through the opening, and I was like, what the fuck was that? And then we
What?
got locked down, for a month because the door was broken and they couldn't prove that I didn't have anything to do with it.
That's insane.
That's so stupid. Where did he just want to go to like the cafeteria? Like
Just
He
didn't
just
want to be in the
wanted
room
to
anymore.
pee in the hallway is what he wanted to do.
yeah, he just wanted to roam the halls. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Wanted
just-
to-
yeah.
I feel it. Same.
What's
It's
the
one of
end
those
game
situations.
there? I mean, like,
That's what I'm saying.
where are you going?
I think
Yeah,
like the important part
the
is the
stupid part
journey.
about it is they moved us out of the cell we were in to a different cell because that door is busted now, and then we
Mhm.
were just locked in that one for a month instead of just overnight. We were there for a month,
I mean, it's
Yeah.
not
only
really
out
that
for an hour
it's
out
just
of
a
the day
different
because
cell, right?
lockdown.
same cell.
Huh?
Mhm.
Different
Same,
cell.
yeah, just
Because
same
that
kind of
door-
cell.
Yeah, the exact same kind, just across the rock.
That's
like,
a lot
just
better.
right
I
across
got
the
worried
line.
that they just throw you in solitary or some bullshit just because of that.
No, they put us on lockdown in the
Mm-hmm.
cell across the hall, basically.
Yeah.
It's just so stupid. But we
And
yeah,
that one
and-
had stronger bolts.
No, it was the exact same door, same kind of thing. He could have done the
Wow.
exact same thing and kicked that door open too. I don't
That
know what
reminds
he
me
thought
of
was gonna
Prison Break.
happen.
I don't know if we talked about it on the show, but I know it was at least a stream of some kind where we talked about Prison Break. And I was like, what's the end goal? You're going to break your brother out and then, like, Be
Spend,
fugitives.
Go
spend
to
forever on the
somewhere.
run.
Yeah,
I don't
go
remember the
somewhere
description.
where they
He
don't
had some
extradite.
additional plan based on how
Yeah.
complicated his plan was to get them out.
And that was TV.
If you're drawing a
but-
tattoo of a prison map on your body, then I mean,
Right.
it's you got some other plan aside from just
probably
getting
even
in the
brought-
prison.
snacks.
Yeah.
I would.
Like the good snacks, like
Mm.
beef jerky, some Nilla wafers, that sort
Yeah,
of stuff.
exactly.
I always, in
yeah.
my
Oh,
brain,
man.
autocorrected to vanilla wafers. Are they really called Nilla wafers?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
I'm sure there is an off-brand version
course it
called
does.
vanilla wafers. So
What do you mean? Of course, that's why he brought it up. Is because I was like, I got snacks.
yeah,
You just weren't
They
paying attention.
I'm always doing two things at once.
I
are
made something
quite good
today
with
to change
peanut
the
butter.
subject. I don't think I showed you yet, Beast, but I made a baby Yoda. He's pretty cute on my 3D printer. Can you see that?
No, he's not looking.
Okay,
Let him try.
it's cute and it's fun. But yeah,
painted cream?
we started watching The Mandalorian, which is a great show, and I haven't finished the first season yet. So yeah, I'm already looking forward to it. But yeah.
I have not started the second season because I like to binge. I
Yeah,
don't want
that's
to
exactly
wait
what
for
I'm
the
doing.
next week. So
I do too.
I have not watched any of the new season of Mandalorian. I'm waiting for all of it to be out.
And I mean, again, I'm kind of breaking my own rule that I've established for myself. Like, I only like watching shows that have been finished, done with production, and they're not making any more ends unless, I don't know, it's too long of a thing or if it gets canceled or something. But yeah, I mean, I'm kind of breaking my own rule, which is fine, I guess, because other people in the household don't follow that rule. So
I was gonna
we got to
restart
make
the-
do.
Well,
Oh.
you have to. Sometimes you have to watch it just to get away from people doing spoilers because they won't shut up about it.
right.
Yeah, it was really hard to avoid spoilers for the Rise of Skywalker, which I just watched this. You haven't? I'm sorry.
No, it doesn't matter.
It's funny asking this now that the stream's back up, but like, is that even a spoiler? Like,
I
that's
mean,
just something that happens later. Like, does that ruin
it's
the
like
show?
the Luke, I am your father type spoiler, I guess. I don't know.
Spoiler
That's what they were
alert! I told
going
you we were
for.
back up. No, if you didn't know about that one by now, yeah, that's on you.
Right.
No, people in chat said that the stream was stuck at 1080, which is a thing Twitch does, and so I figured, oh, I'll just stop and start, which is what I always do. Sometimes
Yeah.
it gets stuck, then OBS throws a hissy fit, and honestly, when it said it was recording, I don't even know if it was, but that's whatever.
Yeah.
Ooh, we should eventually get together so you can give me all those resources. So the next time I need to do it, I don't just have a rainbow with some words.
What do you
Duh.
mean? That
I
was
thought you meant
wonderful.
get together like in person.
Yeah, I'm all excited.
Oh, sorry. You guys, unfortunately, Minnesota is not on the path to drive from North Carolina to Southern California.
And not with
Yeah,
you
it's a little
driving
out of
while
the
you're
way.
driving.
Could be.
Yeah.
So, Sig, you mentioned something was up with your work. Is that a
Well,
bad
with the
thing?
recent spike in COVID cases in Minnesota, they have cut restaurants back to only to go. They're only
Mhm.
Yeah.
allowing for to go orders and stuff.
Mm,
And the
Okay.
restaurant I currently work at has decided that it would be the best way to handle that is to only be open 4 hours a day, from
Okay.
4
Ah.
p.m. to 8 p.m. for to go only. Which means that instead of the hours I applied to get,
mhm.
20 to 25 hours a week, just enough to make some money to be able to handle bills and pay for things.
Mhm.
Instead of getting that
Yeah.
20 to 25 hours part-time work, I'm going to be getting 4, maybe 8.
Mhm.
So
That's not a lot at all.
yeah,
So what you're
Jeez.
saying is you're available to help me drive from North Carolina to California.
you're going to come here and pick me up?
I'll buy you a plane ticket.
Wow. No, that would require having a driver's license.
Oh yeah, I
A
forgot.
legal
God damn it,
driver's
Sid.
license.
To get on the plane?
I mean, I'll do it.
Or are
I'm
you
not
driving?
scared.
Am I what?
Hmm?
Beast, did you say something?
Or driver's license to get on the plane, or is he gonna help drive?
She
The
said
Yeah.
I'll drive.
Well,
She said you're available to help me drive. I was-
Well, I thought
drive.
like companionship for the road trip, make things fun.
Yeah, this leg is like the guy with the shotgun and up in the stagecoach, you know.
Nathaniel
Defending.
joined the community a year ago as well. Oh my goodness.
I love that. I was telling Chriselle forever ago that I was going to swing by to say hi, and he was like, "Oh yeah, from a distance," because he didn't want me to get him sick.
And now
And
he's the
Yeah, and I mean,
and
like,
now,
yeah. By the way, I think I have COVID, so yeah, that's not the funnest. Well, my wife definitely does because she just tested positive for it this weekend, and I most likely have it because we like live together and stuff.
sometimes
So
like
yeah, and I mean,
Yeah,
I felt like the mildest of symptoms, where it's
that
just like
happens.
it constantly is
healthy.
just like this, like swollen throat, and like I feel a little bit toasty, and that's about it for me. And when I was doing some garage work and stuff like that, I was getting a little bit more winded than I normally would. I mean, I'm out of shape anyway, so yeah. I mean, I wasn't entirely
Same.
sure if it was just that, but
human
How are
shape.
you out of shape?
have you seen me?
Well, I
No,
know,
I-
but I
I
thought
am
you
a
were one
little
of
out
those
of
like
shape.
muscles under there kind of guy.
No, I've got
Roly
the beer
poly
belly,
roly.
but
He's
some
small
little
and straight
bicep
and
muscles.
round. That's me.
I don't know. I always pegged you as like way too active to be out of shape.
Honestly, I don't know. I
You're
just
always
eat too
doing
much is the problem.
craft. I mean, there's always
Yeah.
something.
It's not cardio
farmers,
stuff though.
So, like,
so.
they might have the strength, but that doesn't necessarily
Sean.
mean they're in shape.
Got that
Yeah,
dad bod.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
dad
that's
bod,
kind
the
of
beer
it.
belly.
It's like, well,
They
I'll
always-
do stuff, but I won't do stuff very fast.
Right.
It'll get there.
So
Just-
I can
yeah.
lift up like 200-pound cast iron parts just fine and move them across a warehouse floor just fine, but I'm not doing it fast.
I'm not
So-
happy about it either.
Yeah, I mean,
guess
I'd
the-
much rather use the crane.
I guess the machines do most of the work anyway.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I can roll it across the floor.
work
Can't do
smart,
that.
not
Like I
hard.
said, he's roly poly
Yeah.
roly.
Exactly. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, COVID is not the funnest, and also my mother-in-law's in the hospital with pneumonia right now. So
Yes.
Lovely.
yeah,
Wow, you're rolling all the wrong dice. This is just...
I know it's not.
I need to like
Fun.
knock on some
Yeah.
wood. It is too close to me leaving this fucking place. I cannot get sick before I get out of here.
Yeah,
A lighter
please,
note.
yeah, please stay safe.
To change subjects because everybody's starting to
I'm
get sad
sorry.
now. I'm gonna make Tom Joe sad if I can.
Good.
Okay.
He needs emotions.
Years, what was it? A year ago, or was it 2
Mhm.
years ago?
I don't know what you're saying yet.
Tom Joe ordered the Sprite cranberry,
Oh, jeez.
and
Oh, did
we
you
were
get some?
all-
Sorry.
yes,
Probably should have just waited. I got so excited because we went to the store
we
looking
were-
for it.
we were all very much like waiting for Tom Joe to get this Sprite cranberry that he very much needed apparently, and
Yeah.
it got lost in transit while it was being mailed to him, and like it ended up in some other part of Germany, and he had to like drive to some other part of Germany
Yeah.
to get it or whatever.
Oh my god.
Um, why are we being tagged for that right now? What the hell? No.
Wow. Somebody
Um,
tagged asking to be a Minerva member, but not like asking.
and
He said,
telling
"Please,
us.
can I have it? I'm a core member." I'm like, I learned your name
I
yesterday.
don't know who you are.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway,
If I don't know your name, you're not a core member.
yes, Rage Mixer, we see you. Stop it.
Jesus. Holy shit. I mean, that's a learned thing
anyway.
online. If you say hi to someone 6 times, the greeting is not going to be friendly. Once or
Anyway,
twice is fine.
I mentioned it that it was back out because somebody in the Discord had said something about the Sprite Cranberry coming back or whatever, and
Yeah.
laughed and joked about how Tom Joe had spent so much time waiting for this thing to come in the mail that he had ordered, and we went by the grocery store and didn't find it, but we were not that hard pressed to find it. It was
I
like okay,
only
whatever.
cried for like 10
Yeah.
minutes. It was okay.
Yeah.
Only.
But yeah, apparently Mom Beast and Dad Beast were at the grocery store yesterday or day before, and they just walking the soda aisle and saw it on the shelf, and they were
Mhm.
like, "Hey, Sig mentioned that."
Maybe our target was just late.
And Dad Beast was like, "Well, just buy that." So they bought a 2-liter bottle of it, and
There you go.
it's good.
Did they have cans?
One warning: if you're
Huh?
gonna drink it out of like a cup or whatever, don't take the breath as you put the cup to your lips. You know how sometimes you get that little like the
Yeah,
fizzy, like breathe that part in.
like
Yes.
burns out your nose
Seasoned-
holes.
Yeah, seasoned Sprite cranberry. It burns. It hurts a
Yeah.
lot. It took my breath away for a moment. Yeah, so be
Oh,
aware of
God.
that.
If you were gonna
But it
say
is
that
good.
anyway, you could have prompted that sentence half a dozen different ways. Take my breath away. God damn it. I mean, you could have done so much with that. You could have done so much with that.
I wasn't
You're
trying to be
stupid.
funny. I was trying to be informational.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Totally.
It hurt. It sucked. I don't-
Yeah, it did hurt.
Yeah.
Missed opportunity, Chad. I'm sorry. I apologize for him. Lately, it's been like a daily puzzle. Every sentence out of my mouth is like, it's like those search and scanning systems where it's like, how many puns? What can we string together? What can we do with this? Huh? Go go go. I don't know why. The switch
you
got
don't
flipped
realize how
lately.
much you hurt the people around you.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
We're gonna have an intervention someday.
Don't even act like you care about me, okay? I already heard about cranberry taking your breath away.
I can't.
See what I mean? I mean, like you can work with that.
Speaking of taking my breath away, I need to go get my inhaler. I'll be right back. But I'll be able to talk.
Okay.
Wow.
My allergies have been really bad.
That just made way too much sense. I love it. That was a good one. All right.
But yes,
But not
if
even
you
one.
would like, if you would like to try it, the 2-liter sitting on the island in the kitchen.
Holy shit. Okay, so I mentioned I mentioned the Thrasher from Fortnite, and the person I was talking to didn't get it.
Yeah.
And so then I made like I said it was like a quick shot. I was sorry about that. And then I said a couple of other SMG puns, and there is a list of a dozen messages where they just stopped responding. And I it was, I mean, I had to stretch for some of these, but it was, it was so
Yeah.
fucking stupid.
They were like, "Fuck this shit, I'm out."
So I said those first. Okay, no, I said call me a bobcat because I'm gonna be silenced now. That's 2 puns right there. I missed my keyboard though. It sounded like a typewriter because my new one's quiet. I used to have Razor Red, or not Razor Reds, Cherry MX Reds.
Mhm.
The first 3 were a Trinity. That's another SMG. I was peppering him in with the pepper sprayer. Another one right after another, like a rat-a-tat. Then she called me a trash can, and I said, if anything, I'm a nailer. That's a weapon. All right. No, and then there was a dozen more after that, and it just got dumber and dumber, and I couldn't help myself. I had to stop. I mean, it was
This
ridiculous.
was a quantity, not quality type thing.
I mean, the funny
you
thing
don't
is you
want-
can keep pretending to kill it. Like, okay, I gotta slow
Yeah.
down. At this point, I'm just a grave digger, and it just
You don't want quality. Those sons of bitches are filthy animals.
so fucking stupid.
No,
it's
I'm
crazy.
gonna need you to apologize for that one because that
No.
one was just bad.
I refuse.
That was
That's all right.
just bad.
That's all right, Sig. This one will be worse. This one you have to read, but how do you end a show with a bang in China? A boom bow. But you have to read that one.
No.
You get to
No.
the end
No.
of a concert and you want to end it with a bang,
No.
so it's a boom bow.
No.
No.
It only works when it follows 8 other Fortnite puns. And even then, it is just so bad. It's so bad.
Following 8 other puns does not make it clever.
Yeah, all right, that's enough of that. Call me the cleaner.
Stop. I hate you. I hate you.
I
Enough
can't
of
stop.
this.
This is my crescendo. All right.
I am expecting a package on Wednesday,
Oh my God, same.
which is 2 days from now.
Maybe not.
And that package will have a drawing tablet in it,
Yay.
apparently.
I mean, that is
It
what
is.
the package says
It-
it's gonna
that-
have. Yeah.
Yeah, that is what you told me, right? Was this coming Wednesday?
Yeah. That's what
Yeah.
they said.
So, hopefully, I will be setting that up and getting used to how it works with Photoshop and stuff like that on it. And
Yeah.
then I will begin the arduous task of art.
Hmm.
And hopefully, teach myself to animate things.
That's fun.
And I'll probably be setting up a thing on Fiverr or something to that effect to be able to start selling the art service to people.
Oh,
And possibly even selling the small, short, like 3 or 4 second animation service to people
yeah.
to use
I
for like, alert things when they're streaming and stuff like that. Make
yeah.
little GIFs for them from scratch, things like that.
That's
So,
cool. I would love to
hopefully-
support that. So as soon as you
Yeah.
get that set up, I would love to be one of your first customers. As
And
I've got lots of
I will see how it
commissionings.
goes. I am
That
currently
sounds fun.
working on a personal, challenge, a personal project to just challenge myself to do something that I normally wouldn't have done.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've challenged Hylie and Swordsman to it as well.
Okay.
And we're both drawing a fish swimming in a syrup bottle, like in syrup, like maple
Okay.
syrup or something.
That's fun.
And we chose to go with an anglerfish. That's the one with the stupid little thing on the front of its head to attract other fishes.
I mean, it works, so it's not
Yeah.
stupid, but
Oh,
no.
Yeah, no, I know.
Sorry.
Yeah. But
Well,
the whole
yeah.
point is it's a random thing that you would never draw normally, and
Mhm.
that's to help keep you limber as far as drawing things and coming up with a new thing based on something someone else told you to do, essentially, rather than
Clever way
just
to
what
do
you
it.
want to draw.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so far I've been having a pretty good time with it, and I've set myself the challenge of working on it until Christmas from now.
Yeah.
So give myself basically a month to work on this thing and see how good I can possibly make it by then.
Mhm.
Oh.
And so you're just doing that one drawing until
well, not
Christmas?
just that. I'll work on other stuff, but
Yeah.
that I'm going to be working on every now and then and improving wherever I think I can take an improvement.
Oh, I thought it'd
until
be like a
Christmas.
drawing a day.
Okay.
No, I'm going to do that too. That's called My Only Hands.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You killed her, Sid. Did she not hear the spiel, or is it just still funny?
It's still
Both.
funny. She knows about it.
I know.
But
I know.
yeah, the whole point though is that I want to see how good I can make one thing given a
Mhm.
month, and it's something that I didn't decide. Hey, I want to draw this so much as I took a
Yeah.
drawing prompt off the internet and I'm doing what it said.
That's definitely good because, I mean, if you're going to commercialize, you're not going to be able to
if
read
I'm going
minds.
to have somebody else telling me, hey, I want you to draw me this thing, I need to be able to draw them that thing and not
Yeah.
just do what I want to do.
Oh, speaking of that thing, Hylian has been very... I'm usually pretty nice to him, but boy, was I nitpicky about this banner. He
Yeah,
usually
he's
is really
horrible.
good at reading my mind, but
Mhm.
he wasn't this time. But it's okay. He's super friendly. And my changes weren't... Like, so we got the banner for Minerva set up for Christmas, and he put lights around it. But they were, like, red and green initially, and not very... It's opaque when it's solid. I don't know. They weren't.
Yeah,
They were kind of
It's when it's
see-through.
solid.
So it mostly looked brown. But I worked that all the way up to like bright flashy
They were
colors.
not as sparkly and bright as you wanted them.
Yeah, or as they should be. I mean, that's anyway. We
Mhm.
got the snowflakes, whitened from what they were. I got snow on it, and it's nice. For those who want to see this, you can go to our Discord. Honestly, though, seeing as I've started uploading these as audio, I feel a little, they wouldn't even be able to see it as audio. Uploading these on YouTube, people might miss it. I'll show a little preview. Look at it.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed the swap of certain items on the
Yeah.
shelves as well.
Is my
I don't,
coffee cup still there? Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Iron wanted a swap of the pug and the cup, which was fine. It makes sense. I get it. No,
Well,
I'm
he
one of
felt
those.
Like the pug, he felt like
fight
the pug
about
was
that one.
very, very hidden, and that little arrow that points down into the cup,
Mhm.
essentially, the drop down menu thing, it blocked you even seeing the thing.
Oh.
So he was like, man, it feels like it's not even there.
Here's Mike Wazowski.
Yeah, essentially.
And that makes sense too because the Pokeball was on the bottom shelf, which is kind of a side thing,
Yeah.
Like season 4 is
Yeah.
on the top shelf. Like the two matching, it makes sense. Anyway,
Why didn't I get to be a part of this? Rude.
pretty sure coffee was that not your suggestion, or at least the mic
No, that's
was.
mine.
That was
Well, I mean,
Chriselle.
that's my coffee mug.
Well, like the
Carafe.
coffee mug and the Minerva podcast mic.
We need to find something that suits putting you on the shelf, Rosa, and then we'll do that. Do we just need to put a set of rainbow glasses on the shelf?
Yeah.
Well, that would make sense, and that would be small enough.
I thought
and
the podcast
non-intrusive.
mic was kind of sort of her thing by extension. I don't know. It's kind of our thing.
Yeah, it is kind of all our thing.
Don't make that face. That's your contribution to this community for the most part.
It's only my mic if there's eyelashes stuck to it. So draw a pair of eyelashes stuck to it, and I'm not talking in like the way that makes it look like a person, but like how I stick my eyelashes on
Just
my
hand on it.
mic
Yeah.
when
Just
I'm
get
not
one
using them.
eye. Mine has little googly eyes. And actually, I just got my wife a blue snowball microphone, and we christened it with some more googly eyes. So it's kind of like I don't know, family tradition now or whatever. And I just put some more googly eyes on my 3D printer. That's probably a little hard to see, but yeah. Yeah.
So,
I like
Dumb
googly eyes.
fish. Good.
what new things have you 3D printed lately?
Lately, I think the Among Us fans will like this, but
Oh, here we go.
I've been 3D printing these little guys.
Little crewmates.
Yeah, and here's a little bonus thing. They come apart.
You're gonna do them in different colors.
So I've got more colors here. This one right here is in a dark blue, and right now I have gray up on the printer, so there'll be a gray one coming on shortly. And so the main feature of these things is I'll be able to inset magnets into it, so they'll stay together. And then I can put in like little guts and a little bone sticking out of it, then a little visor, and then hats glued on top. And it's gonna be super cute and super fun, and we're gonna have a grand old time. So
yeah.
That was my next
I'm
thing.
looking forward to it.
I was like, "Where's the little bone?"
Yeah, that's coming along eventually. I mean, I just need to get around to putting the spool of white filament on there. So once I do that, though, we're golden. I have it ready to go. I just have to get through, I don't know, like 5 other spools of filament that I have. I have a problem. I have too many spools of filament.
The Christmas banner should be live.
I got a new
It
watch,
is
and it has a
live.
unicorn that lifts its head at me.
Fancy.
I
That's
got a
cool.
gift for Jaffe.
All right, good talk. No.
Oh, it's cute.
I'm gonna write his name on the bottom of it there.
Yeah.
So it says Jaffe. And I'm pretty sure I know what'll happen with it is he'll hang it from like his rearview mirror in his car or something.
For the audio
Of
listeners,
course.
it's the head of a unicorn, like painted onto a little
yeah.
piece of wood.
Yeah, it's a wooden unicorn head ornament.
And there
Yeah.
were all sorts of names at the shop, and we found a
It's like,
blank one.
I'm not gonna find Jaffe, so
I'm gonna be sending Jaffe a present too. He is very fond of his Clark's handprint Christmas cards that he's
my
gotten in the
God.
last 2 years.
Nice.
Yeah, you
So
keep
I
that up
wasn't gonna
there.
do them this year because I'm lazy and in the middle of a move, but he asked if he was gonna get one, and I was like,
hey Clark, come here. Your hand's filthy. Just stick it on this.
right?
I have presents to send all of you guys. Some of them are on Steam, and some of them are 3D printed ones, so it'll be super fun and nifty. So gotta wait till Rosa moves first, and then I've got some stuff queued up for Sag and Beast as well. So
My
Speaking of gifts and everything, since we're talking about all of this, today's our 1-year episode. Like we've done
Oh,
this
yeah.
52 episodes.
happy
Is
Is
birthday
that why
to
the
us.
title says 1 year?
Yeah.
No.
What? I know we haven't addressed it in the show. It's kind of weird to think that we started it this time, like a
Yeah.
year ago.
It's crazy
Who-
to just think a year in general has gone by. Like, ooh.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to if you're interested in setting it up to do again, like I don't know how we did it exactly before Beast with doing a giveaway
Yeah.
for a Steam key
Wait,
Or
we're
a
talking
couple
about
of
this
Steam
on the
keys. Yeah.
show?
right now.
Okay.
Ready, set, go.
Go.
If you would like to set it up and do that, then by the end of the episode, I would like to have all the people that want to be entered in the drawing done or something.
Sure.
And at the end of the episode, I'll get in touch with whoever wins and we'll give away some Steam keys.
I'm sure the pertinent bots are still in chat. Probably should have finished this conversation before. Okay.
Well, I don't know how
Probably.
I don't know how it all works, and we were kind of running
don't
behind
either.
schedule when we started today.
We're doing our
So,
best, and
How about we
that's
do
what
it next
counts.
time? I know this is our 1 year, but instead of going
Yeah.
all helter-skelter stressful, trying to get it
wanna-
done.
How
do you
about we
wanna
do
just
like
call it-
a
Yeah, we
sorry
could-
sport? We didn't get you anything this time
That's
around.
what we
but
could
we'll
do
get
is
you
we
next
could call
week.
it first episode of the second year.
There we
Well,
go.
all right.
That works out.
Because if you think about how a year works, this is kind of sort of the end of the season, if you will.
So-
I'm not gonna call it
That-
that.
We
that's
could
what
call
we'll
it
do.
year
All-
2, episode 1, and so far. No!
Mm-mm.
Do it.
Yeah.
All of you people who are currently here or are listening in, if you have the chance to be here for our second season, episode 1.
There's a giveaway. Michelle's just gonna spam some gifted
Yeah,
subs in
there you
chat.
go.
That literally works. I
Hey.
mean, honestly,
Do 3.
that's cool.
And here is another one.
Also, to any audio listeners, I apologize for my shouting. If
No, you don't.
you've gotten to this episode, unless it's your first episode, you know it's a thing that I do.
Yeah.
No, the funny. Well,
But yeah.
I had 2 things for that. Like the first one is like I like the idea of the year being like wholesome in a way. You know, like I feel like after a year, a giveaway feels a little. I don't know. There's 2 ways to think of it. On the one hand, you're giving back; it's a fun thing. On the
Yeah, I'm
other,
doing it as a thank you and a Merry Christmas. more than
Yeah.
anything,
Yeah.
you know?
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
No, we're not. I mean, advertising the giveaway. So to everybody in chat,
Yeah.
they're already here. They didn't.
Yeah,
But
that was exactly why I was thinking.
we
Oh,
should
well,
have
on the spot,
organized
let's
that
kind of throw that
for
together. But
we should
you know,
certainly do it next time, though, and that way
Well,
only
Mhm.
people
that's-
here now will know about it.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Is
That's
everybody who's
happening.
here, if you want to,
Yeah.
if you want to be part of that, I'm gonna do that next week.
Be
other-
here this time next week. And
The other thing
we'll-
is the
we'll be sure
seasons.
to help
'Cause
you out.
I really like just counting up and then letting it go
Mhm.
forever. Because a season doesn't make sense. We don't have a story arc. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
But I feel like
well-
if this keeps going on, having it marked by years.
Well, you
would
don't have to
be
call
Yeah.
it season. You
beneficial.
can say year 1, episode
Yeah, that's what I
1.
said.
Year 2, episode 1.
Year
That could
2,
work.
Episode 1.
The date on the video
matter.
gives you that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
I borrow a lot from like PK, which is a podcast
it's
I
a way
really enjoy.
it's a way to break things up.
And they just because eventually we're gonna miss an episode, and then why does year 3 only have
No.
47? It's like, well, fuck you.
Because life got in the
Don't
way.
think
And
about it.
Jeez,
At that
Okay.
Beast,
point,
what do you
if
think is gonna
anybody's
happen in
thinking
year
about
3?
it, they're obviously
That's
not
5
a
full
friend.
episodes. What do you think is happening in year 3?
I count for a
We
lot.
all, no.
I try not to get surprised by
47.
things.
You know
Shit
what?
happens. I don't know.
It happens.
And I'm gonna need some good way of getting good internet up north when I move. So we're
It
gonna have to work that
pains
out.
my soul to hear somebody in like downgrading by choice.
I know, but it's gonna be like I'm gonna have a nice little workshop. It's gonna be fun, and I'm just gonna get the biggest fucking satellite I can find and hook that up to point at whatever satellite I need to point it at, and it's gonna be a good time. And
For a while,
yeah.
I'm going to be streaming from my phone in the middle of this move, but I'll still be there. I will be there.
There was one of those
Yeah,
horrible
it
memes.
works
Can't get
out.
rid of me.
Your workshop made me think of Santa, and it was like, it was one of those crazy memes. I don't know what the reaction was, but it didn't matter. But it was like Santa's face when he had to switch to
Yeah.
elves or something, and it was like, oh shit. It's funny, and I was like, oh my god, what the fuck? And it made me think of the movie we watched, Sig, where we watched the Santa movie with Mel Gibson.
That's what I'm talking about. This is
Which
not a
Santa movie?
family-friendly
There's lots
movie.
of them.
Yeah,
There's-
well,
there's okay.
the
There's
one
a-
that he and I watched, he'll know.
There's a Christmas themed movie that is not exactly family friendly.
No.
Called Fat Man.
Is that what the movie was
And
called?
it-
Fat Man?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's Mel
All right.
Gibson.
Of course it is.
It's Mel Gibson being Santa,
Yeah.
but he's a very grumpy, older, just
Badass
disenchanted Santa, and he's kind of a badass.
Yeah.
And this 8-year-old or 12-year-old kid or whatever gets a lump of coal as his gift for the year for being a shitty kid, but
Mhm.
he's rich, so he hires a hitman to go and kill Santa.
Oh, oh my
All
god.
right.
Santa's not going for that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
he
it's
Comes
pretty
after
good.
the kid and gives him more coal.
I won't ruin the end of the movie for you,
Okay, that's fair. That's
even
fair.
though it's
That's
a
fair.
terrible, terrible movie.
You know, and that's why I kind of went into it knowing it was gonna be like one of those shitty movies, but it
Yeah.
wasn't. Like, they kind of tried to make Santa make sense. Like, him giving away gifts added so much to the market that they just paid him a ton of money to do it. And
The thing that really killed me about it was
if you suspend your
the
disbelief.
kid who hired the hitman. That character was so terribly badly written that it took
Yeah.
away from all the other well-written characters and stuff going on. It was just that was the one thing that was just the terrible thing in the whole movie, really. The rest of it was pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like elves being a whole magical thing. Like, they didn't even get into it, but
Yeah.
it was surprisingly good for what
Well,
it
the
was.
United States military came to Santa and hired him so that so that he could have his elves make them circuit boards for some of their like fighter
Control
jets or
panels
something.
for control panels for
Yeah.
some
I'm
arms system.
so confused right now. Am I just like disassociating that bad, or is this shit just so random that I can't
It's
understand
crazy.
it?
Yes, it's
Okay.
crazy.
That's honestly how I'm feeling.
I mean, yes,
right
you're
now,
crazy,
too,
but it's
so.
crazy too.
Yeah, I
True?
just kind of was like, yeah, I don't know. That sounds all over the place. So,
Yeah. No, it was a whole thing. But
all right.
yeah, I've came across it randomly online, and I was like, wow, Mel Gibson, really? This is okay. This is what he's doing. All right.
So what you were getting at though was I reminded you of Hitman Santa, or the Santa that someone put out a hit on, and
Badass
That's right.
Santa.
okay, well, I
What was
can
that
I can
movie
live
made?
with that.
The one we watched.
Fat Man?
Oh,
Oh, it's this year. It is
Wow.
brand fucking new.
wow. I don't know. I did not
Straight
expect
to
that.
DVD, not even Blu-ray, straight
Yeah,
to DVD.
No, I don't even think it came. Yeah.
Do they
I
even
don't
make
think
hard copies
Blu-ray even
anymore?
Thought about looking at that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, they definitely still make hard copies.
The only
I don't
time
know
I
if they
ever
make
see movies are like
DVDs.
the $5 bins at grocery
We-
stores.
Are constantly growing our DVD collection, not just
Mhm.
Blu-rays, but our DVD
You
collection.
guys are also intentionally downgrading your internet, so I don't know
Well,
if...
I mean,
I mean,
I know it's not the smartest.
speak for
thing
the whole-
in all aspects? But
no, it makes sense. I mean, there's a certain feel to like popping a DVD in that you just don't get online.
yeah,
But there's also
I mean,
a certain
what I also, yeah,
accessibility that the internet just that doesn't matter. I'll take the click and slide. You know, I'll waive that if it allows me to just binge back to back to back to back to back without having to worry about it.
yeah. I mean, what I don't like about DVDs is obviously the little warning, the unskippable warning at the beginning, which is annoying. But I mean, what I do want to have as well, along with all of this, is like a dedicated hard drive, just with a bunch of DVDs
Yeah.
and music and all sorts of stuff that I can get from looting the Seven Seas as, you know, a pirate. But yeah. So yeah, I'll have that too. So yeah, because I don't want to have to rely on streaming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I collect the Disney movie DVDs, and you know, when there's power outages, it helps.
Now that's the thing. As like a
Mhm.
shelf item, decor, it's funny because I would never use it, but I would like to buy like if I have a favorite movie series, you know, that kind of thing.
One
Yeah.
day, Beast, I will give you a video tour of my house, and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that fucking makes sense.
With what?
I got this video
Disney?
tour. Just
It's
the
very Disney.
the crazy that is her mind.
I want to see. That sounds fun, actually. I need to do a video tour too. That sounds like a fun idea.
No, everyone doesn't need to see my. Well, you guys can, but like,
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't
The world
share
should
that.
not.
sorry,
That's too
streamers.
revealing.
That's fair.
That's
I
too
mean-
much
I feel
personal
like-
information out there in the world.
I forgot how fucking weird my bedroom was until someone new came over to my house and I was cleaning out my closet. So I was like, yeah, just sit in my bed and talk to me while I'm cleaning out my closet. And
Yeah.
like the look on their face.
She's cleaning out her closet, pulling out a sword and a shield.
No,
and-
it doesn't even the closet contents. My room is just unique. Not I can't even explain it. It is not a room you would expect a 30-year-old woman to have.
Is it the Disney
Yeah.
princess room?
It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain.
Many
Now you just gotta
things.
know.
Yeah.
My goodness.
There's many things. Yeah.
Why
But-
are you doing that right now, Poncho?
Oh boy. My cat has this
He's
thing
using the
about
litter
watching
box.
him eat. And it's crazy. Like, he'll eat on his own, but he will call over me every...
Come over here and stand with me. Pet me while I eat.
Yeah, he loves
Yeah.
it. He loves it.
Yeah.
But he had just used
It-
the litter box, which is, like, across the very narrow hallway from his thing. And I'm like, I got one whiff. I was like, no, you're eating on your own right now. Woohoo!
Yeah,
Bye.
you do this yourself, buddy.
I was like, oof.
Yeah.
Like, they're not next to each other, but walls removed, bird's eye, they're like 5 feet apart. So I'm like, that's...
Yeah.
No, with the doors open, it didn't matter. I was like, fuck that.
We have one of those. Well, actually, we have 2 of those litter robot things. That it's pretty nice. But I mean, on some days it's still pretty bad. So
We,
have stinky cats.
Dad's been feeding the wildlife forever. In fact, I was gonna remind myself to open the window, but it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
That's just for me. But I actually put it on Instagram. There were about 50, well, not 50, oh my goodness, 20 or 30 ducks. I think 20 and 30 came together at the same time there. There was like 20 or 30
Mhm.
ducks out there today. And we have an albino one, which is kind of
nice.
neat. It's not like
That's cute.
fully albino, but it's definitely like whiter brown than it. I don't know. It's definitely a different
Dad Beast
gene.
and I were talking about that, and he said that the term is mottled.
Oh,
Huh.
there's a
Like
word for it.
MOTTLED.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of
Like
that.
it has
I've
some
heard that thing before.
modeling. Modeling.
Chat is quiet, and there's like 5 or 6 messages in the same minute. Okay, buddy. Okay. I hate comments like that. I saw another one in Fortnite chat yesterday. Why is this chat so dead? And I'm like, you're not even the first person to type this minute. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, what?
Well,
I mean, yeah, it had slowed down, but my goodness. Acorn still can't see Hangout. Like, he's one of the most active people on our server, and I just removed his access to Hangout because he said dead chat XD. So I was like, oh, okay, well, if it's so dead, you won't miss it. I did that to YOLO for Decorative Minecraft, too. And then he noticed. He noticed. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. Now, it's become a pet peeve, and I hate to be bothered by anything, because on the internet, you need a pretty thick skin, because people... Once you have anything, they'll do whatever they can to pick at it. But
it's fun to
That's
pick up
why I don't
things, just to
stream
be
right
honest.
it's a real... It bugs me, because it's an insult to a server owner, having built the server from 0 people. And it's an insult to all of the members. It's like, dead chat. I'm like, okay, are the 12 people above you just invisible? Do they not matter? You know what I mean? And even still, even if it has been quiet, so fucking what? I mean, A, by saying dead
We
chat,
can
you're
sleep
reviving
at
it.
some point in time.
Exactly. And B, it was like 4 a.m. or I don't know, it was 2 a.m. It was in the AMs when he mentioned that. So I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, the Americans are asleep, Europeans aren't up yet, school and work is a thing as well. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I forgot that I had put
Well, I think
2 Nilla wafers that were stuck together on top of my water cup, and I picked up my water cup, and so it rolled off and it hit me in the chest, and it scared the fuck out of me.
no, the thing about people coming in, seeing chat not having been written in for what 2 minutes and saying dead chat is you're not fucking helpful.
Yeah. It doesn't help
Like
anything.
if anything, you're making people go, oh well, I don't want to talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
Yeah.
what the hell? Like we had that one guy the other day that said the meme channel was dead, so he was posting his memes in Hangout.
What?
That is counterintuitive. That makes no
Yeah.
sense. If the meme channel is dead, post your memes in it to revive it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in big mode.
I just it's frustrating sometimes how
And that guy held
ignorant
his
some
ground.
people can be.
He didn't back off for hours.
Yeah, so stupid.
It's a weird hill to fight your battle on or whatever.
Now, on the
It's a weird,
other
a weird hill
hand,
to lose on.
Yeah.
Proto mentioning
Weird
them
hill
coming
to
from
die
big
on.
servers is an interesting note because it's almost a weird compliment in that our server is now active enough for it to be weird when it slows down. So if you think of it that way, it's a backwards compliment. You know, it's like the guy in Call of Duty calling you a hacker. It's not fun. He's probably saying it in less than polite terms, but if you think about what he's saying, It is a compliment, even if it's
Well,
being thrown at your face.
That hacker bro.
Well, I understand that. I mean, waiting 1 full minute, 2
No,
full
I get it,
minutes
yeah.
at most, and then saying it, like, come on, man.
And then ProNoob just rocks my world by saying, I would hate for Minerva to be huge. It's like, oh. I thought 11,500 people was okay.
It's pretty big.
I was pretty happy when it was only like 3,000 people.
We're not
because
there
could
yet,
keep
I
up
guess.
with all the messages. But you know, we've gotten to the
Grown
point that
quite
I
a
just have to, I had to give up on some channels.
Yeah.
I think rapid growth was tough, and we've talked about this with growing pains. Nowadays, I have been interacting in the Save the World chat more often, just because the toxicity that people talk about, it's just really not there. We're talking like 1%.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
and that's what I mean is like the growing pains are kind of gone. A lot of these people have been in and around for a while. I don't think I turned the heat on this bit. Oh my god, I didn't. I was gonna say this is on fan mode. I'm like, this is blowing cold air. Anyway,
No.
a lot of them have figured it
just-
out and can behave.
Whenever anybody says it's toxic, because this comes up about every like 2 to 3 months. Somebody's like, it's toxic. And we tell them the same thing every time. Tell us.
And they have been.
Come to us.
That's the
We
close.
cannot
Yeah.
fix it if you do not tell us.
The other part of that though is for every one kid that says, "Oh, Minerva's toxic," and they're usually saying it because they didn't get free help or given stuff or something like that. For every one that says that it's toxic, there's 100, 200 that are going, "I love this place. It's great."
Mhm.
And to not repeat
There's
the
people who help all the time for free.
conversations
like
we've
that.
already had too is like with updated information, I can tell you I haven't heard a Minerva is toxic thing in a while. It's been weeks, like 14 plus days since I've seen a comment or
Right.
heard somebody say, "Oh, the community is whatever."
Now
So, like-
someone from chat's gonna go post it just
Yeah,
to fucking.
there'll be a memer. They won't be funny. You can just click back onto the stream, buddy. It's not gonna be worth it. So I just imagine I caught someone right there and they're like, click an X
Yeah.
on the tab, like fine.
Fine.
PP Meister.
Yeah.
I'll call
And
him
now
out by
PP,
name.
who hadn't stopped, is like, fine.
Shit.
Fine. Yeah, no.
No,
Shadow Heist basically said it. Yeah. No, that's been good.
it just makes me laugh sometimes when I think about, I think back to that one kid that tried to just make up fake evidence of somebody being
Oh
toxic
my
to him.
god, yes!
That's the
fake
weirdest thing.
Discord messages.
It's just like,
That was my
Man,
favorite.
come
He went
on.
above and beyond.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, how stupid do you think I am? you know. But no, and that's the thing about the community though, is it's become such a large place that if you can't make a few friends in it, it's you not trying.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, there are so many nice enough people here, and the community has become such a great place that I enjoy being in. That I just don't understand somebody who can't.
I saw an instance
Yeah.
yesterday where a girl from my comments wanted to, get help with Frost Knight, and she and 2 other people had posted that she was the last one, but posted that
saw
they
that.
wanted help with Frost Knight, and I was like, what the fuck, guys? I mean, you commented you needed help 2 minutes ago, and here all 3 of you are asking for 128 runs. I'm like, talk to each other. God damn it.
That
And
would
at
make
that-
way too much sense.
And she'd been trying. At that point, she was like, hello, is anybody gonna... And like 2 of them were asking for...
Well, what was funny about that was you tagged all 3 of them to alert them to each other's presence, and that one that you're talking about took it as you saying, "Hey, I'll make the run with you."
Yeah, I clicked out of
And
the channel.
Yeah, and I clarified very shortly thereafter. I was like, no. He was pointing out that you should get together because you
When
all
you're
want the same
looking
thing.
for help, can't you just like go to the little search icon and then just search what you're looking for and then see if
it
anyone
doesn't quite work
recently-
the way you want.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes
thing,
it
though.
works, but I don't
It
know.
works for me because I know how to go about that and find exactly what I want. But there are a lot of people who are talking about doing a thing without actually saying what they want.
Right.
So-
And the Discord is so big and it has so many posts that you really do have to get so specific in your search.
Yeah.
And
for
that's
it
why
to
we
be
have the
effective.
channels.
Yeah.
Just tag the roles of what you need. Whoever's around can...
Mm-hmm.
help
Makes
or
sense.
not. I mean, the annoying thing is when not, because people are like, "Oh, you said I could get help in here," and I'm like, "You've given it like, you know, you scratched the
full
surface
30
with a pin
seconds.
needle. Like, just give it a minute."
Yeah.
Hell,
Well, the worst are the ones who come into like the Storm King help channel and they just say carry, and that's all they say. And then they act like, "Oh, I couldn't get help. Your place sucks." Oh.
no, I liked the Frost Knight influx. That was cool. I think like 500 or 600 people joined the server from that, and
Wow.
they, which for a few days is a lot more than we usually.
Yeah.
We usually get about 1,000 a month, so 600 in like 4 days is welcome.
Yeah.
Right.
But they started bleeding out into the normal channels, which is what I always love to see. Like Fortnite players chatting about cute animals or movies or computers and shit. I mean, they're being humans, not just topic specific
Fortnite
ones.
players.
What?
Not
We
just
human?
Fortnite kids.
It happens.
No.
It really does. It's crazy. I am not
Me no
30
human.
or 63. Split the difference. What's the maybe 47 and a half? 43 and a half? 40. Oh God. What's 93
Everyone is-
divided by 2? Yeah, 47 and a half. Yeah.
Everyone's 63.
I'm 63.
Makes sense.
Everyone is
I
63.
see.
Until I am told otherwise, you are all 63.
Oh, Joe doesn't care.
And
Yeah.
that does not mean tell me.
Yeah. Do not want.
Oh my God, this response in chat makes me think of Sig finally helped me get the wave GIF working. You know, little Fortnite guy who goes.
Spaceman Jonesy.
It was like I think my all-time favorite emote because like that is me many times on a regular basis where that would just be my perfect response. So I've had that clip Sig for a while. I used it in a video months ago, and I always intended to. I just didn't. And then I tried, and then couldn't figure out how to export into a GIF on Photoshop, and
It's complicated and weird, and I had to go through like
Yeah.
a tutorial type thing to actually get it to work. So
Mhm.
don't think I just knew stuff. I had to search it
Yeah.
up.
that's good. You'll never know everything. Right when you do, they'll make an update
But
and add like 15 features.
Finally getting it to
Worst.
work was a pretty satisfying thing.
I exported as GIF. It was an option, and then it just didn't. It didn't
Yeah.
play as a video. I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is this doing? There's no drop down, nothing. Whatever I had to do, it was not obvious.
I had to go in and convert all the individual frames into parts of a video file and
Oh,
then
good
compile
God.
them all into the right order and then shorten them all from 3 seconds each.
One of the
That's
bullshit
excessive.
is I dragged all of it in as a GIF file into Photoshop.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do you not auto
You know how
read
to
that?
Poop that back out the same way it came in.
How did that
Yeah.
get lost in translation? Terrible
Yeah, I
movie, I
don't
hear.
But I had to do all that, and then I had to like export as legacy, and then in that GUI choose GIF, and then shrink it down because it was too fucking big still.
Yeah.
So I had to go back in and do it a second time.
But I
That
didn't
was
feel
a lot of
too bad asking because I had already removed the background on all 21
Mhm.
frames, so I figured I saved you at
Yeah.
least that headache. But with that
Well,
magic
and then-
eraser tool, it was like click, 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 next one, click,
Yeah.
click, click,
And
click,
the
next
initial
Oh,
one.
one
yeah,
that you sent
Photoshop.
me,
It was awesome.
like months ago, the initial one that you sent me, it was like what, 3,000 frames or something total.
Oh, well, I mean,
or
I
the one that
recorded
I
in 60
made, or-
FPS. I mean, that was from in-game footage. I was just trying to give you
Yeah.
as much to work with as possible.
Yeah,
I converted that
yeah, it
online
was-
through one of those things, and
it was pretty neat though, because the background was like this blue that's behind me
Mhm.
right now, and he's just like, you know,
and he's
just going
the orange
click, click,
spaceman
and that
from
blue just going
Fortnite.
poof, disappear.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, no, I remember my first times cropping stuff out with that quick select magic. It's a good Magic Wand tool on Photoshop, but you still have to drag it and work it. Oh my God. If the
Sometimes.
background is different enough,
A
like,
gradient.
I think the
Oh
black,
yeah, it's just clicking.
I think the
back.
black metal weapons were the easiest for Fortnite. Oh my God. Just from like the screenshot, like the background where it's just blue with the little triangle grid in the background of the weapon. To make that thumbnail was literally click, and there's my fucking PNG. I was like,
Easy enough.
you just crank up the difference so it gets all the shade of blue, and it just click. All of it gone. Which,
One
again, is a multi-minute process. I mean, 10, 15 minutes could be spent cutting out a weapon, even with the quick select. And it's
Yeah.
never
Mhm.
perfect. Even the quick select is always a few pixels off, and it's not worth my time. So to get a nice sharp cut in one click is insane. Oh my god.
Yeah.
The most boring thing to listen about as a podcast listener, but as a content creator who has done this 1,000 times, oh, whew, that's nice. That's some time saved right there.
That's a
Tedious
Jeez,
time
Bo.
saved. Dragging that little quick select is not fun. It's not pleasurable to me. So,
That would be weird if it was, if you were like, yes, this is my favorite thing to do.
split
Yeah.
the difference is what I was going after. Yeah. I wasn't running off to take a break in the middle of the cutout, but I mean, I figured for some people it might be enjoyable, satisfying, like, whatever.
Mhm.
Like wiping a really cruddy surface and then it's all clean after every swipe. That's got to be a little satisfying, right?
I'm
little
gonna
bit.
hard pass.
I think that like certain detergent and I don't know, like dish cleaning products make it way more satisfying than it actually is, but
I've
Speaking
wiped a
of
thing or
cleaning,
two where I'm like, oh, hell yeah. Dusting,
I'll tell you
especially,
though,
where I take one
pressure
swipe
washing
and there's
is
like now a
always
black spot.
satisfying.
pressure washing is satisfying.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
going after. It's like I
That's a-
dusted my whole desk recently, and to just swipe with a towel, now it's much
No,
more
see,
black
I'm
on
a
my mouse
texture
pad.
person.
instead
I
of
don't
gray.
want to feel it, but I will wash a pressure washer just fucking
Yeah.
white.
Interesting. I'm surprised you can't
So
relate to
many
this. Wow. I figured dusting is like the universal satisfaction. Like, is that not just like clean?
It's not my favorite thing. I mean, it
I-
sometimes is okay, but
I have a
I don't-
texture thing. It's gross.
I don't want to
Hmm.
put Iron out there like that.
Uh-oh.
But we were talking about the tablet thing and how he has a tablet as well, and apparently he was like recommending the tablet that I'd already chosen, and
Yeah.
saying that it's the upgrade from the one he has.
Oh, perfect.
Um,
Wow, that's double
he
reference.
he took a picture of his current tablet when we were
Oh.
talking about it, and he was like, "Yeah, I got to wipe the dust off of this," and took a picture of it. And oh my god, it looks like he's been running a circular saw next to it.
jeez.
Excellent.
I was like, "Holy fuck, Iron! How did it get so dusty?"
Having been in wood shop, I know what that looks like. Just caked in
Like,
shit.
I mean,
was like,
That's
I was
what
like-
my garage currently looks
Yeah.
like.
that's
It's
why
a
you
fine
don't like
layer
dusting.
of sawdust. Yeah.
That's why you don't like dusting.
I'll tell you though,
Interesting.
Everything.
it's also
Everything.
satisfying to just take the air compressor and just take the little blower gun and just
Done.
clean it all off. And
See,
yeah,
I'm good with that too. I just don't want to have to touch it.
My mother
Interesting.
did that with the yard blower in
That's
my
fair.
house one time.
Compressed air is
Oh.
great too, because it all just goes on the carpet, and I'm like, yeah, I'll vacuum that later.
So it was amazing
Or
having
you
a
do it
fine
outside.
layer of dirt from in the yard that had been tracked into the house, blown all over the house and into my keyboard and on my
jeez.
camera and on
Everywhere.
my monitors and
And just
into the
everywhere.
fans of my computer.
and into your coffee mug and all sorts
Yeah.
of things.
Ew.
Yeah, it's not pleasant.
My mother thought she was doing something smart.
Yeah. What's
The reason it's a
annoying though
vacuum-
is
Yes.
not sawdust, but like metal and silicate dust from all that sort of stuff. Because if you do the same thing and like try and blow all that away,
it just
like,
sticks to you.
it's just hard to breathe,
Hmm.
and you shouldn't be
Oh, you
breathing
shouldn't
that. Because yeah, there's a thing called silicosis that is a condition of the lungs, and it's not very good for you
That's
at all.
when very
So-
fine particulate gets all the way to the alveoli in your lung and causes it to.
Did
try
you
to
have this
kick
pulled
that
out?
Another thing I
Yeah.
always used to enjoy was
just
like
know
a
things.
pencil. Literally just like the graphite on paper, especially on like a rough
Mhm.
enough paper. That was always just the most like, I can hear the pencil sound. I can't make it, but it was
No, I
always
don't.
just-
mm-mm.
wow, really
I don't like
Oh,
it.
no.
loved it. I mean, that
I
was
This
just
is
don't
like the
like
nails on a
it.
chalkboard thing.
or
for you,
like when it
Rosa?
starts to get dull and then you
It
flip it 180
always-
degrees
Mm.
and then it's like nice and fine again.
So I am
Loved it.
severely ADHD, and sometimes with that ADHD comes sensory processing disorder and auditory
Mhm.
processing disorder, and it's more of a recent thing that these things actually get like diagnosed separately. So I was
Yeah.
never like diagnosed with it or whatever. But I have a really hard time with textures and sounds.
Hmm.
So like when you're talking about like cleaning the crud, like if it's all dry, like I could sweep it up. But if there's any sort of like mush
Yeah.
texture to it, I can't do it. Like
Yeah,
I
that's
can't
pretty
eat
gross.
peas. I can't eat peas because it's just it's like mushy M&Ms, but vegetables.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like a crunch and then a mush, and I can't do it.
That's
Am I
accurate.
wrong?
Yeah.
Honestly,
no,
mushy M&Ms would be preferable. So
And
that is
yeah.
what
sounds
that
pretty good,
is.
actually.
I'm
I
with
just
Chriselle.
And mushy peas, though, that sounds
I get it,
disgusting.
But
I
I'm with
hate it.
Chriselle.
Yeah.
Huh.
Right. I just have a texture and sound thing, and so like all these cleaning things that you're talking about, like the pressure washing. I like looking at that. I don't. I can't.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's gross.
I love it.
I do personally. I like peas, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay with them. We're not like friends or anything, but I'm okay with them.
I'm a very clean person, so like I just very satisfying. Because
Oh,
dust
man.
is an annoying
Well,
one
they-
because I see it happening, but like my monitors create like a wall, and there's all this inaccessible space, and there's like an area between my screen and the stream deck and my keyboard where I can't dust any part of that without screwing something up, and then it's only that part.
Yeah.
So it's like, to really get a clean wipe, I need to move everything out of the way temporarily, and
Mhm.
you should. I mean, I can see the dust collecting, and then it's like, it's gross. Like, this is...
You might want to get one of those little vacuum cleaner things, and you
The
probably
little
get it
hand
with that.
vacs.
No, I need
Yeah.
more than that. What I've been doing is
Be kinda
yeah,
nifty.
one.
lint roller.
Oh, okay.
A lint roller has been great for dusting, honestly. I just move everything aside, and it picks up all the hair and
Yeah.
everything else with it, too. I haven't found a
Yeah.
vacuum strong enough to work. No, I don't want to spray it everywhere, Sig. The lint roller just sticks it, and I love that. That way it's not going anywhere.
I get that. I'm saying that's what I've been using to
Mm.
combat the dust that's been building up back underneath
Yeah,
my
You could-
monitors.
put a-
you blow it off the desk, and then it gets on the ground, and then you can clean it up.
Yeah.
I was thinking
of the
like
things
behind
I've
his
been,
desk where that's not getting vacuumed.
One of the
My
things
desk
I've been
doesn't have, like,
saving
a back.
in my Amazon tools for future workshop lists that I've been slowly filling out and getting things for is like this this dust collector system that automatically just cycles all of the air in the room, and it just
Hurricane?
collects the basically.
or tornado thing.
It's not
tornado.
it's not like a dedicated one, so it's more like for fine particulate matter that's suspended in the air, whereas like a tornado style or a funnel style one is for when you're actively creating sawdust or metal dust, which I also have one of those, but I haven't set it up yet.
Yeah, because
So-
my buddy's like dad had a wood shop and everything, and it had that big like cloth bag that was always just like laying
Yeah.
on its side. And then when he
Mhm.
kicked the vacuum thing on, it went and stood
Yeah.
up like one of the wacky waving inflatable arm flailing men.
Yeah.
There was
And you can
all the
actually attach
sawdust
little
was going
arms
in
to it.
there.
And pretty cute. Yeah. No, I have one of those. I just haven't fully set it up yet, and I've been needing to terribly. My current project right now is to fix my giant mess of wood that I have piled up, and I'm currently building some little lumber racks. And now that I get a COVID quarantine, I'm gonna finish it.
I want
Hey,
a
you
Roomba.
got 2 weeks of
Oh, I got
projects
a
to do.
Roomba deal.
Yeah, it's exciting.
My
what?
husband said that we could buy a Roomba when we go to our new house, and we're going to our new house. So that means I can shop for a Roomba. My poor friend. So I have a friend at the base where I'm moving.
Mhm.
So everything that I'm buying is getting shipped to her house.
Oh no.
Are you gonna put an iHome on the Roomba and make it DJ Roomba?
Yeah, DJ Roomba.
Oh, what is that
I
from?
I have Alexa,
From-
okay, but she plays music too. So
From
Ooh.
Parks and Recreation, Tom Haverford,
I don't
DJ Roomba.
I-
don't remember that. Dang.
That's a
I
great show.
definitely will. You know what? I think I'm gonna go buy an extra Echo Dot, and so that I can glue it on top of my Roomba.
Uh-oh.
Are Roombas really good? Do they function? as they
They're-
should?
I don't think they're not perfect. You
Okay.
do still need to clean, but so I have 2 very large dogs that shed, and so that would really help me keep up with the basic maintenance
Mhm.
of just all of that.
You saying you still need to clean just made me think, yeah, having animals that poop on the carpet every now and then is
Yeah.
a problem with the Roomba.
Oh,
Because
not
They
this
don't-
household.
there are horror pictures of
Yeah.
a Roomba running across a.
So
But
they're
that's always like little dogs.
Yeah.
My dog shits are big enough that the
would
Roomba
stop
would
the
run into
Roomba.
the side of it, and it would
We're just gonna
You'd
ride
be
this
like,
one
oh,
out,
I ran
chat.
into an object. But they don't shit inside. They're smarter than that. They're not cats and they're not little dogs. They're actually fucking trained.
Yeah, our cats, sometimes they throw up hairballs, and I'm just imagining a Roomba running over that, and I don't picture any scenario where it's going to work out in my favor.
Oh, our cat pukes. Yeah, no, Roomba wouldn't even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe like on linoleum, it'd be... No, actually, that'd be worse.
Roombas suck. All they do is collect dust around the house.
Nowadays they have Roombas that also run the mop function.
Mm-hmm.
We saw that,
could
didn't
work.
we?
Yep, we did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I just
definitely
want
a...
With
I just
you,
want the
when I
Roomba
saw
to
that
suck
was the
up
first time
the
I've ever seen
puppies
it.
my dog leaves everywhere. Because he sheds so much, it's like little puppies all over.
Yeah. Little dust puppies.
Fur balls the size of brand new dogs.
Yeah, I recently had a really... I had like a whole bunch of little things that all built up, and then I finally knocked them out all at once. Like I had a spill in the microwave, and the bathroom needed a vacuuming, and so did my room, and then one of my lights was hanging, and then none of these things were anything I'd bother to go out of my way for on its own. But together, it was like a whole bunch of... It was awesome. I finally cleaned a little space in my room. Look at this. There's...
Oh.
Yeah.
That,
fancy.
That used to have like a hoodie on the floor that has been sitting there for literally 2 months. And I just finally got it out of the way. And
good on you.
It wasn't anything impressive. I mean, we were talking like 5 minutes of clean. Like I had an unpacked box. But then I really looked at the box and I'm like, okay, here's a lamp that I don't need anymore. Because with the tall light and the LEDs and the flood lamp, I'm like, that's the cool thing. I used to use the lamp for like the one time I was reading that book. But I don't know if anybody has ever set up LEDs in their room, but the whole place is just, you can read anywhere. Like it's just dim. It's just anywhere in the room. So I just don't need the lamp anymore. And then there was a monitor stand and a Pikachu and the sub count toy that is cool as hell, but doesn't work because YouTube doesn't show full sub counts anymore. But my point is, this box I've been putting off for weeks was like, here, put the sub count in the box, peek on the desk, monitor stand where I can find it, and then the box leaves the room. I'm like, this was 4 minutes of work. Like, why the hell was I putting this off?
I have like hundreds of things exactly like that I could finish in 10 minutes if I like as a total.
I
just haven't done
more
it yet,
time
and I don't know what it
annoyed
is
with the box than I spent cleaning it. Because it was just right there. I'm like,
I have literally
in an otherwise clean
been
room.
In a video call with player 2 and just started like, I pick up a cord that's on my desk and just wind it up and put it away.
I
and
clean
I get
so much better if I'm
what is
talking
wrong with
to someone.
you? Why are you so neat? What is that?
Yeah.
I only clean when I'm talking to people. If I'm by myself, I cannot. But like, say I was like in a voice call with one of you, or like when my friend came over and just sat on my bed. When she came over and just sat on my bed, I cleaned my entire closet out. Like, there's nothing in my closet except shit I am keeping.
Yeah.
I have very
been
little
putting that off
clutter
for
right
3
now.
years.
Oh my.
There
When I
was
put the lights
maternity
up-
clothes in that shit that went into the
Holy
go away.
shit.
I haven't been pregnant in 6 years. Okay, my kid will be 6 in May.
when I put the LEDs up, I switched to speakers on my PC and put on a podcast. And I was like, this is great. That was
Okay.
perfect.
I need
I should do
interaction,
some of that.
or I get distracted.
Oh, I don't have speakers for my PC, but I did find that if I turn up the volume on my headset and just lay it down flat,
There
it
you go.
works. I can hear it perfectly well enough while I'm like laying in the bed or something. If I'm listening to something like a podcast or whatever, not like watching a full-on movie or anything like that, but I can just hear it fine if it's just people talking like we are right now or something.
Yeah.
So
For me, I've got like this little Bluetooth speaker and such. I keep that in the garage, and I've got like this app called YouTube Vanced, which isn't like in the App Store, but you can basically watch YouTube with your phone with a black screen, and you don't have to worry about it. and it just keeps on playing no matter what. And I
So
can
you
just
just get
like
the
listen to
audio
music
from
or podcast. Yeah. So I just have that with me out in the garage because I was kind of disappointed. I finally set up my garage TV and got like a little Amazon Fire Stick or whatever it was. I set that up, and then I remembered that the app for that has ads. So I can't use that as much as I want to, but maybe I could like use it for shows and other stuff. So
I mean,
I'll
you can
figure
use
it
it.
out.
You just don't want to deal with the
Yeah.
ads.
Exactly.
Ads.
I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
I'll never forget when I tried to watch Spartacus on Amazon Prime or whatever,
Mhm.
and it was like the first episode. No, I think not even. It was like watch for free, but it was like 4 ad breaks of 3+ minutes, like you get with cable, and I'm like, fuck this.
Like, I don't know.
Never
I
mind.
can
Never
never
mind.
go back to that. I'm too impatient for
Yeah.
advertisements.
Oh yeah, I'm like, this is just. There's no.
It's like you watch 40 minutes of content with 20 minutes of commercials in it, where they try and sell you things like, I don't know, in the most annoying
Shit,
ways
I don't
possible.
need and I'm never gonna buy because their ad is
It's funny,
not
the
actually
impasse. It's
selling
like-
me anything.
As the creator of a TV show, I can understand why you'd want to charge $10 for the whole season. But as
Yeah.
a consumer, I'm like, I'm gonna binge watch this. Like, is $10 how I want to spend my evening? I'm like, no. Like, I will watch other shows for not $10.
Yeah.
Because that's what they're asking for. Is like $3 or $4 an episode, or $10 for the whole season. And I'm like, no. Because there's 3-4 seasons. That's the other thing. I'm like, this is $30 for. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. When on Netflix, it's what, 17 a month now for all I can watch.
I think they just
that's-
bumped up the price or something.
I don't know what
recently.
they're at nowadays. It was 7 when we signed up a few years ago.
Yeah. And we still got DVDs when I was using
I was about to
Netflix.
say, I
That was a fun
remember
time.
when Netflix was DVDs,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and you
My-
made a top list, and if your top pick wasn't available, they gave you the next one the next
Yep.
time.
Yeah, I remember I had this school project over this book called The Glass Menagerie, which is a really
I
boring book.
remember that book.
But conveniently, my grandfather, just completely coincidentally, had rented that movie on Netflix at the same time that I had been procrastinating on not reading that book for an assignment that was due the next day. And so I just sat down and I just watched the movie of it. And it was word for word exactly the same because it's a
It
play.
is, yeah. It is
And
verbatim.
I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go take this test, and yeah, that's
awesome.
it.
Mhm.
I didn't read the book on that. I just watched the movie.
I feel like
And it
that's
was
better. If it's word for
Wonderfully
word,
coincidental.
that's
yeah,
preferred. I mean, that's even better yet.
yeah.
It
And I
makes
mean,
me-
I've done that for audiobooks before too. I mean, if you can just listen to the audiobook and yeah, I mean, go to the library, get the audiobook, and it's easy. And like the last audiobook I actually read was Rise of Kyoshi. No, I don't know. I think it was Rise of Kyoshi, which is the Avatar, The Last Airbender
I
prequel.
know that name.
Yeah.
So
And it
I
was,
should read
it was good.
it's
It's a
funny
good
though
book.
that you mentioned The Glass Menagerie because I feel like I read that book back in like 6th grade or 7th grade or something like that.
Yeah,
And that
that's
was,
about when I read it too.
That was the point in time when I learned the poem Jabberwocky by
Mhm.
Lewis Carroll from
Mhm.
the Through the Looking Glass, Alice in Wonderland. And
Yeah.
this morning we were talking about something, and it was Jabberwocky got brought up because what was that Netflix show that was interactive? The
Oh,
it wasn't Jabberwocky.
Band of-
Black Mirror.
Bandersnatch.
Oh, Bandersnatch.
It was
Oh
Bandersnatch.
yeah, that was
And
weird.
it came up during a conversation earlier this morning, and I was like, "Oh, I remember that whole poem," and I recited it right then.
There you go.
And Southern is sitting there in the call with me, and Southern's like, you don't remember that. You looked that up."
I remember.
And I was like, "No,
Yeah, oh, wait.
that's one of my favorite poems." So I learned
That's
it. and
awesome.
Mhm.
I've known it for over 25 years.
Yeah.
It's just
Test
like,
me.
wow.
Test
Can you
me.
recite
You
it for
know.
us right now? I would love to hear it.
Can I say it for you right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Prove it,
Let's-
sir.
Let's listen to a poem.
Let's hear it. Somebody Google Jabberwocky poem. Test him.
You don't need to
Yeah.
Google it. You'll know that I know it.
Oh. He's scared,
Okay,
chat.
here we go.
'Twas Brillig and the slithy Tobes did gyre and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the Borogoves, and the Momras outgrabe.
That was
Beware
great.
the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the Jub bird, and shun the frumious Bandersnatch.
Alrighty then.
That was it?
No.
Oh, that sounded like
I paused for effect because that Bandersnatch is the word from the
Uh-huh.
TV show.
I'm getting it now. I am catching up.
He took his vorpal sword in hand, long some foe he sought. So rested he by the tum-tum tree, and stood a while in thought. And as in uffish thought he stood, the Jabberwock with eyes of flame came whiffling through the tulgey wood, and burbled as it came. 1, 2, 1, 2, his vorpal blade went snicker-snack. He left it dead, and with its head he went galumphing back. And hast thou slain the Jabberwock? Come to my arms, my beamish boy. O frabjous day, Callooh, Calais, he chortled in his joy. 'Twas Brillig and the slithy Tobes did gyre and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the Borogoves, and the Momras outgrave.
That was
I'm
perfect.
impressed.
I love that so much.
I learned
that was
that.
great.
I learned that 25 years
Oh
ago.
man,
Now, what about
that's
that
awesome.
made you
I am impressed.
memorize it?
It's an entirely nonsense poem. Like almost all the words in it are just nonsense words. They are not words in the dictionary. Frabjous day, Callooh, Calais, he chortled in his joy. Like
Mhm.
chortled and joy and his are basically the only there are a lot of words in there that just mean nothing. And you still get the sense of what they mean from the use of them.
Cam
And
pulled it up and
found
said that was word for word. What the fuck?
I know it was word for word.
He's like, yeah.
I feel like 6th grade is the time where some random piece
fucking
of
sponge.
literature gets stuck in your head. Because that's me with the Juliet's monologue.
Wait, 6th
from
grade?
Romeo and Juliet.
Oh my god.
6th or 7th grade. Yeah.
6th grade is when I remembered a nonsense poem from my dad.
Right. So yeah, like I said, I can do all of the Romeo and like that was also 6th grade. Like
it is the east and Juliet is the sun. Yeah, the whole thing.
No, that's Romeo's part. I said I know
No
Juliet's
shit.
monologue.
Back to back, they
Yeah.
faced each
So
other.
speaking of like random words and just in various random things, I found this thing that I have been looking for 13 years.
Is it the Lego set or no?
No, it's not a Lego set. There's this one artist, an Italian singer named Adriano Celentano, and he made this song that was supposed to sound like English, but it was just nonsense words. And I have been looking for this for 13 years.
Are you talking about the Lorem Ipsum?
No, I'm talking about this song right here called
it's a
Polen
song.
Eins und ein Tuzel. All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a song you're talking about.
Yeah.
The Lorem Ipsum is just a bunch of lettering and words that are meant to look like actual words for
so it's
filling in paperwork.
It's similar to that in that this is meant to sound like an American pop song in the 70s
It's
or
all
whatever.
just nonsense words.
And yeah, I was like actually looking for this song like it was a song that made sense, and it wasn't a song that made sense. So I had no idea how to actually look for it until I just found it in some random Reddit thread.
That's awesome.
And that's the first time I had ever seen that. And it's like incredible how well the music video for this like nonsense song was choreographed to look like an actual song with an actual meaning behind it.
There's a video sketch of,
you should watch it if you get the chance.
There's a video sketch of some guys who like they were trying to do kind of similar nonsense English, but the way English people sound to non-native English speakers or non-English speakers, and it was like a mix of legitimate English words, but talking in the cadence of like a normal American just guy having a conversation. But none of it made any sense. Yeah. It was just nothing there. And it was like, wow, that's
in the exact same vein as this song.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's...
But yeah, the preamble to the Constitution of the United States, that was one of those things that they forced us all to learn back then. They're like, memorize it. I don't care if you're ever going to need it ever again. Memorize it. You need to know it, you know?
Yeah.
And I still to this day remember it. And guess what? It hasn't been useful even once.
The preamble to the United States?
Yeah. We the people?
I
We,
don't
the
even
people
know.
of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, and promote the general welfare to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution
I
for
think
the
they should
United
make
States
some
of America.
politicians memorize that.
I think
They
that there should
probably
be
have it
a
memorized. I
government
mean, some don't,
literacy
but
test
yeah.
for any sort of political office. Like, if you do not understand
What was
the sectors of government, you should not be a part of any
What
of
was it
them.
I read recently? There was a whole thing where they said something about like if people want to go to war, then they should be conscripted.
What's
What?
Like if they believe that our country should go to
Oh.
war or whatever, then they should be conscripted into the military.
Oh my
Like
god.
if you're willing to send our military troops over there, you should be one of them. You know.
That's a pretty hardcore belief, because
I was like, wow, okay.
there's some middle ground of
I
like
mean-
understanding war but not being fit for the job.
Oh my god. I
Yeah,
used
right?
to love hearing
Right?
people
Like-
say that to me because people would think that I, being this small, pretty female, that I would be like, oh no, icky. I'd be like, yeah, no, I did enlist twice. And they're like, oh, yeah.
Hmm.
What
Yeah,
was it?
I don't know.
I sent you that TikTok. And you were like, I feel called out.
Which one?
The,
There was so
the
many.
TikTok was going,
Oh.
I am the darkness. I am the darkness. And then it was
But
like,
I
oh,
want
you want cuddles? I'll give you cuddles. I am the darkness.
I am darkness.
And Rosa sat back and said, I feel really called out right now. I was like, why? That's one of the things I like the most about you. Because you are the darkness, but, cuddles.
Friends came over Saturday, and I had just gotten back from Georgia, and I was fucking exhausted. I was 200% exhausted, and he's bringing me my key back, and I just kind of like leaned on him, and he's like, "Do you want cuddles?" And I was like, "Mm-hmm." And then I just kind of like laid on him, and he was like, "This is the nicest you've ever been to me." Tired. I'm so tired.
Don't worry, won't last.
Sleepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually
Wait till I
need
get
to
my
head on
energy
out,
back.
so
I'll go back to
I can
beating
go and
you.
Yes.
cuddle my
go-
wife and
Yeah,
Oh,
go
yeah.
take care of your
because
wife.
I'm actually a little COVID-y. I may have mentioned that in the past, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Yeah.
like currently a little hard to breathe right now, but yeah.
You need to
Don't
make
say
sure
that, because don't
make
tell
sure
me
that
I
you
have
keep up
COVID
with
as I
your-
I know,
figure
I
it
know.
out.
Make
I
sure
have
you keep
very
up with your
little to
fluids.
complain about. Yeah.
Fluids, drink water,
got-
not coffee.
Tea, broth, all sorts of things.
Not coffee over and over, drink water.
This was coffee, but I'm
Get a
sorry.
bit of alcohol to numb the pain.
Yeah,
Get
a
some
little
pot
bit of that.
going.
Yeah, some stuff like that.
Binge watch Shameless. That's what I'm
Yeah.
gonna do.
Oh,
All right,
if you have access to it, watch Pushing Daisies. It's a great show.
that is a
Mm.
good show.
You have
But yeah,
seen it?
I will see. I have seen parts of it, which
Okay.
is weird. But yeah, and yeah, happy podcast anniversary to everyone
Aw,
here.
yeah.
And
Yes.
you
Jazz
guys are
hands.
all my friends, and I love every single one of you.
Yeah.
And yeah, I will see you all later.
I hope you feel better soon, and the wife.
Thank you. And yeah, well, I'll be back on next Monday's podcast, and we'll have giveaways and stuff, and that'll
Oh,
be fun.
fun! What are we gonna give away?
Yeah. All right. See
you
you
know
guys.
what? We'll talk
I-
about that off stream.
Oh, you'll
I
figure it out?
have a bunch of Steam keys.
Oh shit! We need another person.
No, we're gonna talk about it off stream.
You think we could just call in Ty every single time we need a filler?
Oh no, is Ty actually going to be in the call?
Probably. Daniel's.
Hey,
still in
this is the
group.
first time it's gone all borked, and I've still not, and I haven't been completely like cut off, and only part of me showing at all.
Yeah.
Weird,
that's
right?
Yeah.
It worked.
Or I'll just.
Is Wally
Well, Dabul's still in
Oh,
here.
Dabiel's in a call in Minecraft on
Oh, he's busy then.
the server.
Here, I'll just DM Ty. I'll get her going. Starting a
We can't
pod-
invite Wally anymore because he just fights with me the whole time.
Wally says a lot of shit, maybe a little too much. Like it's funny because I know he's joking, but when the joke dominates the entire conversation, I get a little bored of it. Iron, I don't even know what Iron's doing. Is he in chat? I don't know. Friends and I are starting a podcast. Want to see the setup? So we're all in Discord.
So you need to
In a video
scoot
call.
a little bit to
That's
one
the
side or the
basic way.
other.
Yeah, I'm not bothering fixing it because I figure we can get somebody in here and then just fix it for a little bit. Ugh, Daniel and Ty are
I
out of
leaned into
commission.
I leaned into the correct box too.
There you
Barry
go.
join. All right, Barry,
Perfect.
calling you in. I don't even know
Iron,
what Barry
how about
looks
Iron?
like.
Iron is not available. He is asleep.
No, I think that's the simplest way is to get into a video call on Discord, TeamSpeak, or whatever has video. What, Zoom? I don't know. And then just use that.
Barry, if you're here, we can't hear you.
Uh-oh.
Barry, you need to answer the call.
Oh no.
Barry's like, "What? I didn't sign up for this."
You guys get my No, that's
Very-
fine. Yes. We
No?
do get that your English is terrible.
I
It's
don't give a
fine.
shit. I hate
Get
when
in
people
here.
say that.
See,
My
the
English is
great-
terrible,
My
so I don't
English is
want to
terrible.
practice it. Okay.
The
All
great,
right.
Yeah, the great thing about having terrible English in a call with us is you get to practice.
Aggie pulls the same shit all the time. Oh, my English is bad. I'm like, I don't give a shit. So let's make it a little bit better.
Don't talk shit.
Barry, where's
Yeah.
your camera?
Just in case, I'm gonna put the cover in the camera right now. Okay, that's better.
I don't think I've ever
So
seen
we
Barry.
figured out that if you have a little a nitro picture
Oh yeah, that it moves.
as your
Yeah.
profile,
I-
that when you
I've known
talk, it
that.
moves.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's pretty neato.
Yeah, my Krieger picture doesn't do it right now because it's a Christmas one, but the one that I had recently, every time I talked, it would actually, its mouth would move and everything. Dabiel's does it too. The little Batman, his mouth moves, and it's freaking hilarious.
I'm waiting to see if Barry turns on a camera because it'll change the overlay.
I'm not gonna turn it.
That what?
I mean, I guess I can turn it, but it's gonna be tricked. Look,
All right.
Do you not want to show your face on camera? Is that what you're saying?
no.
Oh, that didn't
well, that's dumb.
change everything like I thought it would.
I know it's dumb, but I just don't wanna.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
It's
Don't
fine.
let them
It's
bully
fine.
you.
I'm not mad.
I'm not
It's
mad.
okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
No, really. It's fine. I'm not bothered.
I'm Everything is awesome.
No, Acorn, you're not getting a face reveal.
It's ridiculous.
Jesus, Barry. First time on the show, and that's what you do.
What did I do?
So, gentlemen, how late are we planning on going on? Because since Mr. Beast was so
Whoa,
late,
never the hard R.
what?
Mr.
Oh,
That's somebody
It's
else.
Mr.
Mr.
No,
Hi, Frodo.
don't- that's even
Beast.
weirder. Just
Our
Never
buddy
mind.
Beast.
Since Baby B was late because he was being a baby back bitch sleeping,
I
at
figured
some
we'd
point
run
soon, I have to go pick up my son.
Yeah, I figured we'd run until the 2-hour mark. We got about 20 minutes to go. Wait, what are you thinking?
I have to pick him up before 7, and so
Okay, what kind of
Yeah.
time frame do you still have available?
I have about 15 minutes left.
That works. We can run till
Yeah.
then.
I'll just run to 2 hours anyway.
Yeah. You can jump and go, and I'll be here for the last 5 minutes instead of being
See?
the one leaving for the
Barry's
last 5
camera's just loading endlessly.
That's fun. Barry just gets to be two little purple squares, square dancing.
Pew, 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 pew.
You know what?
pew.
It's better than nothing.
Yep.
Who is a character? in
See, I
profile
haven't
picture?
even shown my face, and people are saying to fuck you.
Who? What?
Pro
That's
noob.
pro-
Oh,
We were talking about Pro Noob's Discord handle. His Discord name and how it's changed so many times recently, or at least once a season. And it was because so long ago for the holiday season, a year ago, Christmas time, it became Snow Noob or Snow Knob, apparently. And then from that, it became Spring Handle because snow for winter,
Yeah.
and then knob, it became Spring Handle.
Right.
And then recently it was what was it? It was Autumn Shaft. Yes, it was Autumn Shaft.
Oh, and we lost Barry.
Unfortunate.
Good talk, Barry.
You forget what the snow came from? It was because it was the winter season, and Natalie just changed her name to Snow Noob or Snow Knob. But anyway, we've been trying to think of what a good name would be to change from the recent one to, because he doesn't have any control over what happens with his name anymore. we've taken that over. Well, Dabula especially is the one who has taken it over. But
Yeah, I thought it was
Yeah.
similar to like Pablo's situation where he put a Santa hat on his profile picture and then just
Whoa.
left it for the whole year.
oh, it was summer hilt and then autumn shaft. Yeah, it's been a number of different things over the past year. One for every season.
No, that stuff's always funny.
Guys, I was looking at my heart rate, because it felt kind of high. It is a little high right now. But I was looking at it, and apparently I was between like 12 and 1, at some point my heart rate jumped up to 130, and I was like, whoa, what happened in that time? And then I remembered I was waiting for my Walmart groceries. I was sitting in the like parking spot.
Mhm.
Because they bring it out to your car, and I was looking down at my phone, and when I looked up, it was basically like Beast. It was this tall, skinny white guy standing there with the little like tiny thing, and I jumped out of my skin. So I'm guessing
That's what
that
that
is when
spike is.
that,
Oh my god, my
because
sister
it's an
had
isolated spike. It's not like it went up and then down like slowly.
Something
Wh-
startled the
What
shit
is the
out of you.
normal number for the clock?
You what?
You said 130. What's the normal one?
what's
Hold
a
on,
normal
what?
heart rate?
Which
Oh, a
one?
normal
Uh-huh.
heart rate? So everyone's is different depending on how active you are. Mine is usually between like 70 and 80.
Mhm.
Right now it's at 98 because I just drank a whole Red Bull.
I'll
Interesting.
jack
But,
up on Mountain Dew.
Interesting.
Yes.
Because I feel like Mountain Dew is like, it wakes me up a bit, but not the heart. I don't know. Like it's all mental, not physical. It's kind of weird. I don't know. Maybe it
Take
maybe
your
it
heart
does.
rate sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm not counting, but I don't
I've never drank any kind of energy drink. Like
ever.
the most ever.
What?
Well, you're a
Like
little bit
about
young,
energy
right?
drinks. There's a
No.
funny story that happened like
I was drinking Mountain Dew at 13.
yeah,
Are you
like
kidding me?
2 years ago. In my school, history teacher was giving a speech about this being the last day of school and everything, and that he was gonna miss us and yada yada. And then my partner that was beside me told me, "Hey, look at this," and then he pulled out a can of Monster from his bag.
Mhm.
And Monster, it's like energy drinks are kind of prohibited in the school because it has
Mhm.
something called taurine or something, and it
Yep,
affects your
taurine.
health or something about that. And but the teacher couldn't see it. We were way behind, and other people were looking at it, but the teacher wasn't noticing
Mhm.
until Thomas, and instead of putting it in his bag, it flipped from his hands and hit the floor. And when he was trying to put it in his bag, it started to make a weird sound, like if you try to open a soda can,
Yeah, like it's
Yeah, it was
but it
hissing.
spraying.
didn't
It's
actually open it,
carbonated.
like that.
Oh.
Yeah. So he. Oh,
All
there
right.
goes Barry.
I think Discord
Oh,
crashed
well.
before. Well, when he gets back, I'll just say like that reminded me of on vacation. Sister had the hiccups in a store, so I was gonna jump out and scare her, but
Mhm.
the lady working at the shop, similar size to my sister, got the jump scare instead.
Oh
Ah,
Barry, are you
I
back?
felt
Tried
bad.
not turning my camera on.
No,
But it
this
was
time.
funny.
no! Yeah.
Your
Don't
camera
do it.
wasn't gonna load anyway, so don't do that. It's gonna cause you to crash. Just leave it red.
Red's
Yeah.
better anyway.
Okay, so it was
so you
making
said-
like the
Yeah, he dropped it and it was
sound
spraying.
of that. Yeah, and for that exact same moment, because of the metal sound hitting the floor, and the people that were around it
Everybody
also
stopped.
everybody stopped, and the teacher stopped too because everybody stopped.
Mhm.
And this was like this 3-4 seconds of uncomfortable silence while you could hear like the tss of the can.
Yeah.
And the guy tried to cover it by saying, "Oh no, it's carbonated water and everything," but the teacher just came, saw the can, and then brought the director of the school, and then another person that was like a high rank in the school, started to open lockers and everything because the lockers
wow.
were inside our room. Yeah,
Mm.
Yeah.
There were small lockers,
they're-
like plastic
They're
lockers.
very tough on this whole.
Yeah, they
history
were
teacher
really
thing.
tough about candy and everything.
Hmm.
For some reason, but it was kind of dumb. But the guy had like 20 gum packets on his table, like hidden. The
Okay.
Trident ones.
Contraband.
Yeah, like 20.
God, honestly, the
No.
absolute 180 from being in school to not really reminds me just how ridiculous some of those in-school rules were. Just getting your phone taken away is a big
I'm
one.
glad I was a terrible child.
Because I think about, like, unless there's a scientific or whatever information-based reason, you don't get your phone taken away as an adult. Like that shit just doesn't happen. And, you know, I don't know.
One time, it was my father calling. You know, I had my phone in my backpack. It was my father, so I picked it up and I was like, Dad, I'm in class. And the teacher was like, you can't be on your phone. I'm call your parents. And I'm like, speakerphone, Dad, the teacher wants to talk to you.
Now I understand how in school you have to like focus and whatnot, but yeah, no, I don't know. It just doesn't happen. Because
Yeah,
school's
we
so
also
different
had
from the real
the-
world anyway. Like you're almost never sat down being forced to do something you don't want to be doing. Like unless you're in court, in
Also-
which case your phone is long
Yeah,
gone
I'm
at that
having
point
that
anyways.
same thing with I don't know if it's called high school because it's different the years that I spent here and studying in Mexico and then in the United States. I don't
Well, how
know the
old are
exact
you?
name. 16.
So it's probably about 10th, 11th grade.
Okay, just remember, like I changed schools last year, so this is my first year of something. This year, I'm just ending. I just did my final math exam and everything, but this is what I don't like. Like, I already know what I'm trying to study. I don't know where learning how to do a process that involves knowing how much quantity is better to buy or something. And
Yeah,
math,
advanced mathematics.
yeah, the advanced ones.
I understand. Well, so like, I understand up to like not even advanced, but like mid-range algebra to like basic geometry. How
Yeah,
that
and-
actually does
And the
apply.
ones that you're
But
gonna
anything
use.
past that, like
It's
the
only if you're going into that field.
whatever theorem, when do I need that?
Pythagorean theorem.
Yeah, that
That's some
one.
good shit.
I know
Minecraft
that. and
PvP, you
it's
need
used-
that for Minecraft PvP. I know that.
Oh, you need that for Minecraft. Okay.
Also, if you
Well,
prove it,
so
you're
what
gonna
I'm
make a
saying
shit ton of
in
money.
like my everyday life, I understand needing to know fractions and percentages, and
Mhm.
so you know, algebra and that. Oh, if this equals this, what's that? You know, the x.
Mhm.
Chat,
That
fractions
makes
are
sense to
percentages.
need it.
Mhm.
But in like an average everyday life,
Most people won't use it. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
even
and
if
a
I
lot
did
of my
finish college,
classmates
I
have
was
asked
gonna
the
be
same
a
thing.
history teacher and a theater teacher. Like, I'm still not gonna need the theorem.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it's
we had-
I'm a little biased because I really take to numbers, but I think it's interesting how much on a day-to-day basis I use a lot of that shit when
Mm-hmm.
I probably don't even need to, but it's just good to know. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
but that's because it has to
um,
do with your interests.
Sure, yeah.
Mhm.
And then
And it
like
also depends on the teacher because my teacher, like, this is also the thing that I don't like. They tell you, okay, if you do this plus this and divide it by this, and then you pass it through this, it makes this. But they just say like what happens if you do that.
I've
It
gone
doesn't tell
through
you why does
entire
it do that.
classes without being taught why we need that. Like quadratic formulas, for example. I still don't know what those are for. I don't know. I know we were solving for this variable, but I'm like, what the fuck is the variable?
Yeah.
What are we calculating here? What is
What's the
this
end
used
game?
for? And I never got an answer.
The thing they
Yeah.
tell us now, it's the thing is they tell us now is it's so if you major on this on math, you're gonna be really useful of having this.
It's like, oh,
But-
trust me, I will not major in that. I hate this.
Yeah,
Right.
but
You know, like-
you can't prove you don't want to be an expert in math.
Mathematician.
I got my mind
And then-
blown about imaginary numbers because that was like, of course, a mind bender. But
Mhm.
it wasn't until I was older and found like a YouTube series, which you guys have probably been recommended, where like if you ever saw the rainbow graph going off the page, that video really explained quote unquote imaginary numbers really, really well. And
Mhm.
that changed me, you know, because we have a one-dimensional number system. We have plus and minus. It goes back and forth. And you can display that information on a two-dimensional plane. That's your graph. You know, that's basically that. It goes, you know, your positive and negative axis, up and down type shit. But imaginary numbers are so damn confusing because it takes place in a two-dimensional number system. So that's why the graph is literally going off the page. You need to add a y-axis to even comprehend these numbers and see why the parabola interacts with our number line, but like not exactly. And it's a whole fucking dimension. I'm like, you can't show that shit on a whiteboard. No wonder they had so much trouble, you know, making this make sense to people. And that's the reason you could solve for problems with numbers that aren't on our number system, because they are there. We're just not accounting for it. It's the same shit. Like it's why math up to like 11 dimensions works out, but we live in a three-dimensional spatial universe
that
with
kinda
one temporal
links with
dimension,
Matt
so it's
Damon.
I've heard.
We're good.
a
Matt
little
Damon,
confusing
what?
for some.
I mean, I just remember seeing like, I don't know if it was a video of the clip or something that was showing like, if you had a pendulum and you put a number of the pendulum moves 1 meter, like side to side, and that's the thing. It's gonna keep going 1 meter and 1 minute. But if you did the pendulum leave it outside, and you made it like 1 meter or 1 minute, but some friction in air from the other sides come. If you do it enough times, it's gonna be spinning randomly,
Right.
even though your first number was 1 meter and 1 meter.
What's the point of that?
It was something about.
What,
I
what was the
can't.
purpose of
I
sharing
know
this
what
with
I'm
us?
saying, but I don't know how to explain
Oh.
it. Sorry.
I thought we were getting into relativity, but never mind.
I think it kind of does.
You know, like how you start two timers and then go off into the universe and come back, and they'll be at different points. I don't know. Yeah, no, I don't know. That shit just, it's funny. I mean, there's a video game. I forget the name of it, but they made it so that you can interact with a fourth dimension. Are they talking but like not talking? What the hell happened there? Their
As-
mouths are
if
moving, but they're both
we are-
muted.
I was laughing.
Neither one of us are muted. We're just not saying anything.
No, I
we're
was
just-
muted because I was laughing. I was like sickly seal laughing.
I don't get it. I don't
Time
get
travel.
it.
I don't think we can go forward. Going forward in time makes way too many paradoxes for that to even be conceivable. But you can go back in time.
The laughter
Kind
is
of.
all based on how nerdy it has suddenly gotten in this call.
Oh, no, other way. No, you can go forward by, yeah,
And then I called you
Twisting
Matt Damon,
time.
and then I asked Sig to be
if it's
like,
relevant, that is. If time is relevant, then time travel is potentially possible, you know?
Do you
Like
wanna
the
go eat a
theory
bunch
of
of
opening two
caramels?
wormholes.
How did he say you could go forward?
It's like that old theory of like looping around a black hole. Like the pull on you would be so strong that you would actually experience time slower than people back on Earth. So you could orbit a black hole or something really, really strong, come back to Earth, and you'd be
Oh yeah, that
however
one.
many years ahead of everybody else.
Going out
They
for
showed
coffee is
they
just as
they
arbitrary as
showed
eating
it.
a
That
handful
was
of
kind of the
caramels.
point of Interstellar, right? That
Mhm.
one.
Somewhat.
Mhm.
Well, Interstellar didn't. Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
It-
They had that
Touched on
planet.
it, yep.
They had that planet where a 3-hour journey was 23 years for that. That movie hits hard. That movie hits real hard. If you guys have never seen Interstellar and any part of what we just said is interesting to you, you should probably go find it.
The
That's
music
speaking
of
of-
Interstellar.
No,
was
no,
really
that's not the
time travel.
point of it. Interstellar
Speaking of time travel,
does more than that.
Lynx has brought up a good point, and I'm very upset at Australia for not telling us what tomorrow's like.
I have seen all of Vsauce's videos. No, it's interesting. No, see, I got my mind blown with like a wormhole where if you create two at like different points in time and then travel instantly between them, you can go back however many years they were created apart, but you can never go beyond that point. It's like, you know, the timelines are both moving forward, but you can go back 8 years and then forward 8 years or whatever.
I like Doctor Who's theory of time travel. It's like a rolled up rug.
Yeah,
It's all wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
that I don't believe. I don't really think about this stuff too much though, because it's just too many paradoxes, too many things you can't prove, and too many things I'll never experience. It's like, even if we find a fourth dimension or somehow prove that it's a thing, there's no way we could experience it. So it doesn't
Wait,
matter.
isn't there already a fourth dimension that doesn't exist as a fifth dimension?
Well, a lot of people bug me when they say that there are fourth dimensions. It's time. I'm like, okay, no, you can't just treat spatial and temporal dimensions like they're the same thing. All right, buddy. Let's step back. Okay.
Okay, sorry, my favorite Pokemon is Dialga.
Right.
Dialga's fucking
Okay.
up.
Let's back up a little bit there, Carl Sagan.
Oh, I use the word temporal, so I must be Carl Sagan. No, I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, the black hole thing is like the time I remember Tamyo once said like no, yeah, we're time traveling, but like 60 seconds per minute.
Mm-hmm. Just like every picture of you is a picture of you from when you're younger.
No, it just annoys me that like the universe is all and nothing at the same time.
Time doesn't exist in black holes. Well, it does. It just doesn't escape. Nothing escapes black holes.
No, and then you have to wonder what happened here. You know, why are we here? The hell, where'd all this come from?
Why are we here? Just to suffer.
And that is why I stop worrying about it.
Every 60 seconds in Africa, another minute goes by. Is that what you're gonna say, Pro Noob? I see you.
It's such a pointless thing to wonder about. It drives me nuts.
Mm.
I would give anything to find out what happened before everything. But there's other theories that the, Big Bang isn't even what caused all of this. But even the Big Bang doesn't answer everything. It's like, okay, all right.
Ooh. So
then
have
what?
you heard of the theory of uncanny valley?
Yes.
Twine?
I was reading that it was a survival instinct that humans had developed, and some people were like, well, why would we? What happened that we have this instinct if something is like us but slightly off, that we need to be defensive? Like, what creature was there that potentially made us have this primal instinct? And then another researcher went on to say a lot of forms of humanoids existed all at once. There was the Homo sapiens, and then the Neanderthals, and then the there was like 9 types of like subtypes of human, and the Homo sapiens wiped them out. So it is very potentially we have this evolutionary
to be afraid of ourselves,
to be afraid of something that looks like us, because we committed mass genocide against 9 species.
I remember
like
saying this about ancient humans that were with Neanderthals, and then like in zones like from Russia, and then the Ice Age. The ones that survived were the Homo sapiens because they were smaller and they needed less food and energy. While the Neanderthals were like bigger but needed more energy and more animals.
And the Homo sapiens fucking murked them.
Yeah, that too.
There is very rarely Neanderthal remains that don't have like heads bashed in by some primitive tool.
Murked. I haven't heard that in a long time.
To touch on exactly what the uncanny valley is, to my recollection, the uncanny valley is, there is a certain point where if you were to take a doll or ventriloquist dummy or something of the like and make it look more and more and more human, there's a certain point at which it becomes so human looking that it's terrifying. And then it suddenly drops to it's so human we can't tell the difference. And then as you keep improving and improving, you go back up the other side of the valley and it becomes extra fucking terrifying again.
That sounds like a wall.
Oh yeah, they use robots for the example, right? Like robots. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
Jersey, yeah,
like
vacuum cleaner.
there's those current robots that they have that are supposed to like interact with you as if they're people or whatever. They're supposed to be able to pass the Turing test or whatever eventually, and artificial intelligence and all that.
Well-
I don't remember what the names of them are, but they have the guy one and the girl one that they showed
Mhm.
video of them talking to each other and crap.
It's
But they're
funny because I was actually
weird and
reading about
creepy.
all this in relation to Disney characters, which is how I
You
got
have-
into.
Rosa, you have to go.
I do have to go. Okay, love you. Bye.
Love you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, we need
She
another
has
one.
to- She has to pick up her kid from school,
I know.
and we're
And then
We were
another
there.
one
time
back
now
to
anyway.
Oh, we are at 2
Um,
hours. Look at that.
Yeah, we made it.
You
Barry,
sound
you got
so
to be here
thrilled.
for our 1 year episode.
For my what?
Woo.
For our 1 year episode.
This is a 1 year, right?
Yeah, this is.
I believe
episode
aliens
52.
kind of have to exist.
Yeah.
I think what's funny,
yeah.
Melody Sheep has a bunch of videos on this about like extraterrestrials, I guess, and like in the scope of the universe. You know, if you start at the Big Bang and you expand out to like when the black holes go away, we're like here. Like we
yeah.
are
We are
actually 13 billion years
Tiniest
in.
grain of sand on. Yeah.
No, that's not what I'm saying. We are at the very beginning of a really long timeline. Like, it might seem like we're late to the party, but we could be the first intelligent species.
That's what
that
I'm saying.
exists.
Is we're the tiniest grain of sand of time in a timeline that is longer than you can see in the distance in either direction.
But the universe is already so vast that it's statistically improbable that there's not something else going on out there. But it's even more improbable that we will ever meet them.
Yeah, because of light. Like you hear, oh yeah, this planet looks really close to their like looking, but surprise, it's like 200 light years away. And 1 light year, it's
Well, what was that Christopher Pratt movie where they were all traveling to another
Passengers.
planet to go populate it or whatever, and yeah, by the time they got there, if they didn't go into some kind of hypersleep or whatever, then they'd all be dead.
oh yeah, I saw that one.
There's some.
So,
It's funny just how ill-equipped we are to even understand the universe.
mhm.
It's very humbling, you know? Like, the smartest geniuses on the planet will never even be able to pretend to comprehend the whole universe. It's like that famous Hubble telescope picture where they focused on one point for like 6 weeks. And it's like, in this square image, all of those little disks are fucking galaxies. Each with hundreds of billions of stars. 10,000 of them in a fucking square. And that square is the size of a dime if you held it up under the night sky. Like, if that doesn't blow your mind, then I might not have explained it properly. Like, you are incapable. Your brain has not enough RAM. You will get an error if you try to simulate that shit.
Your
Like, it is.
Your 2000 PC won't
It
handle
is
it.
baffling how
No, yet
dwarfed we are by the universe.
like that's one of the things I'm thinking about studying. It's something about biology and maybe astrology. I don't know. Those are two of the main frames I have like at the moment. I think it was like 3 months ago in biology we were learning about the start of life on the planet, and there were 4 theories. 2 were debunked because they were absolute like bullshit about animals appearing out of nowhere. Like if you left rice in a bottle, a rat
Right.
would come out.
It's a theory. Yeah, you gotta debunk it. You gotta find out.
It got to a theory, but now it's just plain.
I think that's insane how we still don't know how life started.
There are many close theories about there was a famous experiment about this one, and we learned about it in the ancient planet, like primordial soup they call it.
Mhm.
Yeah, like the things that were in the water plus some other stuff and lightning and electricity and everything made I don't know how they're called, like biomolecules or something. Like they're just of the start of life.
Yeah, I just googled Hubble telescope galaxies. So if you're looking for that photo, I mean, there's, and of course this is far from the only photo the Hubble telescope has taken. But I think the famous one is the one I said, where they specifically, and now the best part too is they didn't just focus on one spot. It wasn't some random spot in the night sky. It was specifically one of the darkest spots of the night sky. So not only is that little dime held out from your hand an arm's length, teeny tiny
Not
part
a
of the
blank
sky,
spot
that was the shit we can't see from Earth. It's like,
with the naked eye. Yeah.
yeah, or even like really good telescopes. And Hubble's not even in Earth. Like, it's floating out there away from all our light pollution to get that kind of photo.
Mhm.
It looks like space. Yeah, well, here, I'll show the image since we're talking about it so much. But like this. Is that going to bring me to an image? Okay, here, let's open image just so I can zoom a little. Yeah. So right here, every little speck is a galaxy. The bigger they are, well, either the closer they are or, yeah, every little pronounceable speck is a galaxy. And I believe the number is about 10,000 if you were to spend all night counting. It's, yeah.
Also, the zoom in some telescopes it's really amazing, the zoom they can do.
Gotta be at least 4 of them. You're not technically wrong.
I'd say it's at least 12.
Maybe even 13.
Let's call it, buddy. I gotta use the bathroom and I'm hungry, so
Well, that's a bummer.
time to call it.
Finally, this podcast gets interesting. All right.
Finally got it. Wow.
I
Okay.
love this shit. This is interesting to me. All right. Minerva podcast 1 year in. 45 minutes late because of me. Goodbye,
right.
everybody. Should we raid someone?
Yep.
Is there someone we can raid? I don't even know. I'm going to call it for the recording, though. I'll see you guys.